Sound here, we're doing better than we have.
Waka waka. I don't know.
It's going better than before.
Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, episode 188. At long last, after several nightmares, and I reduced ourselves to just like, hey, we'll just do on Podbean because this is screwed up. It's not going to work. And I think we're okay on video, which I did not expect because it's been fucking with me. Anyway, Brian L., how you doing?
Hi.
Hey.
We did about 13 minutes that you guys
We'll never hear.
will never hear.
That'll be archived in our greatest hits
And our great
down the road.
So, anyways, yeah, we've had tons of technical difficulty. I don't know how to explain to you how happy I am that we were actually live on video. I didn't think this was going to happen tonight, to be honest. So, thank you for tuning in. Like I said, I was settling for just Podbean. Okay, it's simple. It maybe it'll work, and that didn't even work. And then I tried the software, and we're okay. Anyway, Jimmy Buffett died.
Jimmy Buffett died. His brother Warren's really unhappy.
Al hates him.
They're not related.
It's okay, though.
So for any of you who didn't hear on Podbean, I said, well, Jimmy, I didn't like you.
Eric, you don't need to. Let me tell him. He's like, how do I do Podbean? I'm like, just go to. We got YouTube working. I'm gonna just tell him.
The meat mallet?
Yeah, I'm gonna. That's Eric.
Oh.
Got YouTube working.
So just tell the rest to go to YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube. It's working. I didn't think it would because I'm having issues with my computer, and I couldn't figure it out. Plus, I was sick for a week, and I just didn't really have time to fucking figure it out. But here we are. We're here.
We're here.
Everybody, cool out. All right. Jimmy Buffett died. Here we go. Dethroned. There we go.
All
he's
right.
here. There we go. So, anyways, yeah. And Bob Barker also died. And Bray Wyatt. Let's just get them all in. It's because we're just shorting this up.
Yeah.
Anyone else die?
No.
My left eye.
Yeah.
So, anyways, a lot of deaths in the
Terry
last.
Funk.
Terry Funk.
Terry Funk.
A lot of legends. Lot of legends.
Arlene Sorkin died.
Who's that?
She was, remember America's Funniest People with Dave Coulier?
Yeah.
And she's also the voice of Harley Quinn in all the Batman cartoons.
Yeah, yeah.
Bunch of other stuff. She's dead.
Just getting it all out of the way.
That means from Batman to animated series, Batman's dead and Harley Quinn's dead.
What was her name?
Arlene Sorkin.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
If you remember that great Dave Coulier show, America's Funniest People, which was a spin-off of America's Funniest Home Videos,
Yeah,
she was the co-host.
I got to play it for me. I just died. Andrew just died.
Oh, no.
AWH Music. Sorry. Rip Andrew. We're just getting them all out of the way. And if anybody else dies, this is for this is the last one of the night.
Yeah.
In case someone else dies.
Preemptive dethroned.
Yes.
Good.
Let's talk about buttered sausage, how it's made.
Well, I think we got to start with Buffett again because we kind of, didn't talk about him technically.
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett was worth $1 billion.
Yeah, I know. My hairline died. No, a lot of things died.
Jimmy Buffett was worth $1 billion.
Whatever Eric, your fucking forehead's big as the Mount Rushmore.
Off one crap song.
Give me a break.
Off one crap song. He won $1 billion. He's got $1 billion off of Margaritaville.
Think about it. Everything's based around that song. Literally the whole empire over the last 46 years.
He that was like after
The
like,
Rain.
He wrote like a lot of songs before that. He did. He was a.
He made $0 from those songs.
Yeah.
Only Margaritaville and anything
Currently.
related to Margaritaville.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean,
That's what
he's
he
got
built.
Margaritaville restaurants. He's got Margaritaville Island.
Yep.
Cheeseburger
in Paradise.
Cheeseburger. The now defunct shitty ass Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Yeah.
$18 fucking dry gray fucking burger.
It's just from the sleeve of burgers you get
Dude,
from
there-
Were
Costco.
they just
there
fucking
was, like-
jam soybean in
they,
there?
they didn't have enough fucking condiments in that whole fucking place to fucking make that thing taste good.
Yeah.
You didn't say fuck enough in that.
And then when I said, yeah, that I barely ate it. I go, yeah, that really sucked for $18. She goes, oh, I'm sorry, and takes the plate. Like that was it. Like took the plate. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's how they handle it.
Yeah. I wonder why they went out of business.
Yeah.
You're currently in rehab?
Sure.
Okay. Well, at least you've stopped, I guess.
That's good.
Well, maybe he's rehabbing
A knee, maybe?
yeah, finger injury or something. His
That's good.
pinky.
Yeah.
I mean, he finger taps.
Yeah.
So maybe he's rehabbing.
Buffett. That's it.
Buffett.
That's all I got.
Yeah. So, well, I guess I'll just. Hey, dude.
Just recycle the same jokes
I
we
didn't
used,
really like you. I saw you like 25 years ago with some friends.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. Your music sucked, in my opinion. It's not my thing. A lot of people liked you.
It was an interesting crowd, though,
Yeah.
the show you went to.
Oh
right?
yeah, very. Yeah. A lot of middle-aged people wearing way too little clothing.
What was the song that your ex-wife hated?
Oh, why don't we get drunk and screw?
Hey, guys.
Yeah, I used to play it on the jukebox all the time, really loud.
Hot drunk take. I bet all his fans were nudist.
They probably were.
What?
Yeah.
I've heard that somewhere before, too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. Like, I mean, there's plenty of nudist places he's probably played at.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm sure things get pretty erotic on Margarita Island or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I don't even know what it's called. Is it? I mean,
He died of skin cancer.
yeah.
Well, if you're out on the beach all the time and you're white, that's what's going to happen.
I thought maybe tetanus or something because he stepped on a pop top and maybe got tetanus. Something.
Yeah.
No.
No?
He blew out his flip flop.
He blew-
Yeah.
I've done that. I've blown out a flip flop.
Yeah, and I mean, like I heard
You think
years-
$1 billion would be able to catch that skin cancer early enough? But
Yeah, you know what you should do is
Well,
pay the premium and go to the doctor.
the thing is, if you don't go, they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
I guess
if you're walking around with a giant fucking mole growing on your back and it's getting bigger and bigger and you're not paying attention to it.
Yeah, me giving health advice to other people.
Yeah, right.
I've been
Yeah,
dizzy
me
for
too.
a month. I'm all right.
Me too.
I'm fine.
I walked around.
My favorite part is you didn't go to the doctor for it. You just diagnosed it based on
Yeah.
a test you found on the internet, which is probably accurate. It's just, I mean, seriously, it probably
I'm not
is.
dying. I've decided that I'm no longer dying.
This is how you handle shit. I mean, this is how I walked around.
It's normal
for,
to be in bed for 3 days. We know that.
Yeah.
That's why I walked around for 2.5, 3 years with a fucking tumor growing. You
Yeah.
know? I mean,
Doctors don't
it's
know.
just a fucking. It's just a hernia.
You're around now.
Yeah,
You're
Just
around now.
Right. I lived.
Yeah.
Duh.
Plus,
It
plus
worked.
if you end up getting an eye patch, Mike, I think it's going to help our ratings. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's true.
Then I'll suddenly seem like I have wisdom. Well, guys, I've been in a lot of wars, a lot of battles.
Here's what I've seen in my life.
Here's what I've seen before I had the eye taken out. What I've seen is what I mean. And yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I think my left eye's gone bad officially.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I want to make sure we had sound.
Oh, okay.
I'm paranoid now.
Yeah, you have a right to be paranoid because our equipment's not working.
Yeah, shit's working now, so don't even worry.
That Harley Quinn chick, I remember her in the 80s.
Yeah, no, she's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I remember like she was in something
Yeah.
besides. Yeah. See, it says she's a
I thought you were talking about
television
Margot Robbie. She was like 8 in the 80s. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like-
She's too young.
Yeah, it said that she's like Yeah, so like,
hey, what's up,
I've seen
Darth?
her
How
and
you been,
shit.
man?
I've seen her and shit.
We play Margaritaville at the clinic, and I'm extra
Externing.
turning for Jimmy Buffett.
He's in honor of Jimmy Buffett. They played the song at the clinic.
There you go.
He's not interning. He's externing.
Externing it.
By the way, Darth, what the people want at your new demonstration? I want combat.
Yeah,
That's what I want.
I voted the same way.
So he's like, "What should we do? Duels? Should we do duels? Always fights.
Yeah.
Violence is always the best thing.
Yes.
It's the best thing you can offer to anybody.
True.
So
Think about it. When you go to the Renaissance Festival, what's the number one thing people?
joust.
Well, turkey drumsticks, but then
Yeah.
the fighting, right? There you
Yeah.
go.
The thick wives with the big tits.
That's true.
Those
Actually, there's a lot
two.
of titties hanging out.
Then the goth chicks that just slightly change their look, and it's like, okay, you're not Renaissance, but whatever.
And they put
It
on
looks
just
good.
fairy wings or something.
Yeah, like you're a gothic slut that with wings. Okay,
Whatever.
array violence. Yeah, we're cool with it.
We're fine. I have no problem with violence. Jousting with
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
So I was talking about it with my mom. Technically, summer begins the 21st of June, ends at like September 20th, right? But I always
20th, 21st. Somewhere
I always
around
consider the end of summer Renfest like that's the end
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
in my mind.
there. Yeah.
So that's the end. I know it could technically go another.
Pretty much like how I've always looked at it, the way most people look at it, is when Memorial Day starts,
And Labor Day ends.
that's the beginning of summer, and
That's fair.
when it ends, it's Labor Day.
Yeah.
You know, even, technically speaking, no, neither one of those days is accurate. It's about 3 weeks later on each
Yeah.
one.
Now,
True.
I want to know that it has nothing to do with any sort of psychological problems that I have because I don't have any.
No.
But when my birthday used to just lead to depression because I knew I had to go back to school and the
Yeah.
weather was going to get shitty and
Yeah.
I knew it was that was it's totally normal to let that get me down.
Yeah.
The changing of months because that's normal.
When you're in like middle school. My birthday.
I'd go up my attic and try to fucking huff the fucking gas from the stuff.
It's terrible.
Why ain't I passing out yet? This is where I can smell it strongest is up here.
This is just the air return.
God God, I can't even kill myself.
That's terrible.
Let me go down head first down the stairs. It just hurt my shoulder.
I mean, from the attic at your parents' house, yeah, I'm sure that the steps aren't very are kind of steep.
yeah,
It's just a fold down ladder thing, right?
yeah. It would just you get slightly injured. It's like,
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah, I always hated my birthday because I knew I had to go to school.
Yeah.
And
Literally, like your birthday was always the weekend, like just like school started either on or just within a couple of days of your birthday.
yeah, I knew it like
Craig's is the same way.
So I tried to do a positive spin. I had a big party every year.
Yeah.
And like we're gonna make it better, and it still depresses me.
Craig's
Did
birthday.
you have a big party this year?
No, I mean I did
Used
Nerdfest
to.
for a while.
I know.
Yeah,
But
I don't know if like if I did it now, there would be like 4 people drinking.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I was just wondering because like I was not invited.
You forgot to invite Ellen?
You were all if we yeah.
All that party?
Well, you were gone. You were gone most of the time. You were in Utah.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
we
you
did
missed
it.
a bunch of the parties.
I know.
You came back for one, and you and Bri and Neil showed up.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. It was last night, Alan. You missed it.
Oh.
We had a grand old time. We did a virtual nerd fest. We all just partied from our own couches.
Hey guys,
This is great. 9:35. We're all asleep on a couch.
have you played Witcher yet? Me either.
Darth says, got 2 weeks left, and I will be a certified medical assistant. That's sweet. Good job.
Cool, man.
CMA.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I think that's the abbreviation.
Yeah, it's
I'm just assuming CMA. That's what they call them.
fine with me.
It's good.
Works so yeah. So anyways, a lot of people died.
Death.
Bray Wyatt passed away at 36.
Yeah.
Very young. Heart
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah, and it was extra sad because his last video he put out was about his uncle Barry.
Barry Windham.
And he was like, hey, if anybody's got any, because Barry has congestive heart failure.
Yeah.
From being a pro wrestler, and they ruined themselves in the 80s, pro wrestling. But anyway, he's like, if you got any money, I know if times are hard. He was like being really nice about it. He was like, if you got anything, help my Uncle Barry out. And I think he died like later that night.
Yeah, I read today that they released him, just over
Barry's
2
alive. I'm talking about Bray.
Yeah, I know, Bray. But when they released him the first time, because he was the Fiend and he was whatever, he got really popular, and then all of a sudden he left for a little while, and then all of a sudden he was released, and everybody's like, oh, you wanted more money and everything. His heart issues started back then, and they released him.
It was heart stuff.
Yeah. It sucks. He's very entertaining. You ever watch any of his the Funhouse stuff he did? If you ever watch any of the clips of it,
His
it's demented, but it's funny.
Well, when the Wyatt family was one of the only reasons I watch any kind of modern wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm not Braun because he was like a throwback. Oh, he's big 6'8", like throw people around and kill them guy. Weekends don't quite mean as much as when you're unemployed. It's true. Yeah, I know.
It's true.
Yeah, I had a week off. If I was unemployed, it wouldn't matter.
That's true. Yeah. That week you should have gone and get your eye fixed, but but yeah, Bray was definitely an entertaining guy.
Well,
A lot more muscular than he let on too. You look at him and he was big, but when he wore normal clothes and stuff, doing like the Funhouse stuff, it's like, damn, he's he wasn't in shape, but he was a lot more physically.
Well, he's huge. I mean, he just not like super lean because you gotta pretty much eat nothing but like chicken and rice and
Yeah.
starve yourself. If you want to look like Lex Luger,
Yeah.
then you can take probably 3 or 4 different
he
compounds.
He looks kind of tiny.
I had to explain to my
His full name,
Wyndham.
Wyndham, is his first name.
He's named after his uncle's family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Wyndham
his own.
Lawrence Rotunda.
Yep.
That's his full name.
I tried to explain the family stuff to him, to my wife, and she's like, I don't remember any of the family members. I'm like,
She's like, I don't give a shit.
no. Well, she used to watch wrestling like crazy too.
Oh, did she?
Her dad
Okay.
still watches it.
Yeah.
I was like, his dad was IRS. He used to walk around with Ted DiBiase, and she's like, oh my god. After that point, she knew exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Mike Rotunda, right? That was IRS.
Yep. Mike Rotunda.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was protecting partners with his uncle, so.
Oh yeah.
And then he basically asked, "Hey, is it cool if I date your sister?" And he's like, "Yeah,
Damn, his woman is fucking fine as fuck.
Braze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JoJo.
Yep.
Damn.
She's a wrestler.
She the one
too.
that sings,
Yeah,
it's
that's what
too
I'm
little,
saying.
too late. That JoJo.
No, not that JoJo.
It's just a little too late. Underwater basket weaving is my jam. I don't do jam.
That's one of the classes you can take at South Harmon Institute of Technology, underwater basket weaving. Never mind. That was an accepted joke.
Yeah.
Did they go?
So I saw Michigan edged out their competition today.
Oh, so they did win?
30-3.
Oh, that's a pretty tough game.
What did they take out the starters after the first
You know,
quarter?
there was a really close one today. That Oklahoma, Arkansas State.
Yeah.
That was really tight. 73-0.
People gave Michigan some shit because they played East Carolina to start the season, and Georgia played University of Tennessee in Martin or something like that.
Well, when I was younger, I used to be like Mr. like purist, like
Yeah.
these playing these small schools. None of these schools, actually, it helps out those small schools. They
Yeah.
make money.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they're doing them a favor. It's
They
like
make a couple $1 million just to come here.
it's like the Rocky thing, like Apollo Creed, like fight me, the working class guy. I'll make you some. They get money out of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get the shit beat out of you, but you make money.
He went into Bill Clinton. All he's like working class guy.
Working class man.
He's just like he's talking. He's like working class guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something.
They
Let me tell you a little something.
there was one play where McCarthy was probably over the line of scrimmage and they didn't call it.
Joe McCarthy was
Did you see what he was wearing when he walked in?
Yeah, free Harbaugh.
Free Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go blue. That's right. The only thing I ever agree with you on, go
Yes.
blue.
My
Chicago.
that whole Harbaugh, the school's self-imposed suspension of him. Like, we're gonna suspend him 3 games. This is gonna be. It's like that's the reason we played 3 shit games beginning of the season in case something happens. You don't have to worry about it because you're playing shit teams.
Yeah.
So of course he's suspended for those games only.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
whatever. I don't care. I don't think he should be suspended anyways. But he
Yeah.
bought some burgers
So what?
for some recruits. They're gonna come here and they're gonna make name and licensing money anyways. They're gonna make money. He's right. Just start paying athletes. Give them just pay them a stipend every week. Don't. Who the fuck cares anymore? They're making money in college.
Like
anyways.
I mean, how many of those guys, like, the average jock,
Yeah.
would ever qualify to get into those schools?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
what percent? There's like Peyton Manning,
Yeah.
like Robert Smith, the doctor guy. There's like 4 guys
Yeah.
that could have done it, like throughout history. So come on.
They're not going there for the academics.
Yeah.
They're there to bring in money to the school through football.
Yep.
That's what they're doing.
Well, my thing is like, and this was like some years ago, that like the TV deal alone was like, and this was just Big Ten.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it might have been just Michigan. I'm pretty sure it might have been just Michigan. It was like $70 million. And then it was like at the same time, the University of Texas had their own TV channel.
Al, you have the ultimate bad guy voice. I had $70 million.
Well, then
You fucking punk.
At the same time, like the University of Texas had the same thing, and it was like $70 million a year they were making off of this.
Get off my lawn.
I'm like, that's just TV.
So I know you were complaining about this, but the contract they signed last year to be on Peacock now, all the Big Ten games.
I'm gonna
on
cream
Peacock.
pie your mom, kid.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you have Peacock free because you have Comcast,
Oh,
so you don't need to worry about getting it.
oh,
But the deal is could be up right now. It's worth between $7 and $8 billion for 7 years, with an escalator clause that could bring it up to $10 billion. Divvy that up amongst what's going to be 18 schools next year.
yeah.
Give the kids money. Who the fuck cares?
That's yeah.
I mean, we all know the deal, so who cares?
You're making so much money. So much money.
We all know the deal. We know why they're there. They know why they're there, and you know that they know, and we know that we know. Everybody knows.
I'm not saying you're giving them a bunch of money, but you give them a couple $100 a week, just something they have, spending cash, whatever it might
Well,
be.
instead of having some like greasy creep like alumni guy that fucking is a used car dealer now, like take care of them.
Well,
That's
I mean,
the
they're
thing.
making money as far as the like NIL, right?
Yeah, but not everybody makes it because
No.
But that's what I'm saying. Not everybody's going to make the money, and that's when you're going to have problems because people are going to want to go where they're making money and stuff. Because just give them some money.
There we go. U of M ticket sales last year, 47 million.
That's just ticket
That's
sales.
right,
Ticket
Abram.
sales.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean it's not like they're paying on the fucking on the big house still.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I just
yeah, and I mean like all these a lot of these big schools they make a fortune.
So Jim Harbaugh got in trouble for buying some burgers for a couple of recruits, buying them lunch basically.
That's what it was all about.
That's one of the main things was the lunch or whatever he bought for these guys
Oh, okay.
Who are on
In the satchel
who
of
were
cash.
were on an official visit. He bought them from food.
I thought it was.
He would have been better off. There was a couple other things, but it was basically he was dealing with people during COVID when he wasn't supposed to. The communication thing, but the burgers were part of it too. What he would have been better off doing is saying, "Hey, I want to buy you lunch, but I can't. But let me call up Ed Martin and have him buy you lunch for me," and that would have been legal because that guy's an alumni. He's a booster. He could do that.
Ed Martin's
Now-
still alive.
No, I'm just throwing out.
Oh,
names.
I was like, what?
No,
Wait a
that
minute.
dude
Ed Martin's
died.
still alive?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just throwing out. Everybody knows who he is. So I'm throwing out the name.
You threw me off. So I'm like, wait, what?
Well, all those
I thought
wrestlers,
that dude's dead.
all those wrestlers are training with John DuPont at Foxcatcher Farms still, getting their training in. It's just anybody from the past.
Oh yeah.
John DuPont was crazy.
Yeah.
By the way.
By the way, if you, we won't get into it, but if you ever get time, look into just YouTube anything with John DuPont Foxcatcher.
Well, there's a movie too. Fox.
There is Fox. The movie's great,
Yeah,
but it's even worse than the movie, the
Yeah.
real story.
it is.
Mark Schultz. There's a Mark Schultz documentary. There's a bunch of things talking about how fucked up that whole thing was.
Oh yeah.
It ended in a murder. That's all I'll
Ended in
tell you.
murder. So I just did some math, and this is based on the deal starts this year, but next year the Big Ten expands to 18 teams. Don't know what I call the Big Ten still, but so
18 teams.
18 teams in the Big Ten. Anyways, so that deal, when broken down over 7 years and 18 teams, works out to each one of those schools from that deal is going to make $80 million a year. No, total. No, a year.
$80 million.
I don't know.
But a lot of it comes in from the women's fencing. A lot of that.
Women's volleyball makes money. You saw what happened in Nebraska the other day.
Yeah.
They set a record. They had 92,000 people at a women's volleyball game.
Yeah, but if they had to, if you get the look at the centaur asses,
Yeah.
it makes the you can draw more people in that way.
It's true. But the Michigan game, I thought the Michigan game would be a higher score than it was. But whatever. I don't have a problem with them playing smaller schools to start the season.
Well, Michigan, they have class. They don't run it up.
Yeah, they're still going to have nine games against the conference. 9 games are going to play against the conference. Next year, me personally, if there's going to be that many teams, I think they should start cutting out some of the smaller schools and just play the conference, and that's it. 12 games against everybody in the Big Ten, or as many people in the Big Ten as you can. They probably won't do that because they still have contracts. That's the thing. People are like, oh, every year they play a different team. It's like they booked East Carolina 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They booked these games 3 or 4
Oh,
years
yeah.
in advance. They didn't do it just because, we want easy schedule this year. And they didn't just like book it like in April.
No,
We're gonna play East
that's
Carolina.
never. It's never done like that.
Never.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're Jim Tressel, then it was Youngtown State every fucking year.
And fucking Urban Meyer the other day, he's like, I don't like schools like Michigan playing these shit teams. Like,
Oh
who
my
the
god,
fuck is Ohio
That
State?
Who the
fucking
fuck
clown.
are you?
Ohio State
man?
played Indiana today. Okay, so he
Yeah.
played conference.
Yeah,
You demon.
that dude's a fuck that clown.
I know.
That fucking guy's a fucking clown.
He's a clown.
I don't care how good of a fucking coach he is. He's such an idiot. He says stupid shit. God damn, I hate that fucking guy.
I'm not a fan of his.
No, I get why like out in Utah how they fucking hate him. I mean,
Yeah.
he did bail on him, but people thought he was an asshole anyway. But he was winning.
like Charlie Sheen.
But they were better off because they got him out of it.
Yeah.
Did my thing just go out?
Yeah. You did.
Are you fucking censoring me?
I hit yours on accident.
You
Are you
dumb
trying to take?
mother.
Are you trying to take my fucking free speech away?
Yes. I'm an Urban Meyer worshiper. Get out. No, what I meant to do is I'm turning on the other mic because I'm going to go sit over there because my back's hurting.
Yeah.
And my eyes twitching. So my old man Mike's decaying at 45 years of age.
Yeah, happy birthday yesterday, by the way.
Thank you. And I'm going to move over to the couch, but you guys keep going about how much you hate Urban Meyer.
Just so you know, I was.
You just cut him again. His mic's dead.
I am censored.
Yeah, his mic's not on at all.
Speech
This is
been-
my show.
It's seriously my eyes.
Get some bifocals, old man.
That's a likely excuse for taking away my freedom of speech. You guys just missed that whole rant I went on.
Because I can't see. I'm hitting the wrong fucking button. I meant to turn on 4, but I kept turning off 3, which is Al.
Yeah, Urban Meyer did kick his kicker in Jacksonville. He was a horrible, horrible NFL coach.
Yeah, and fuck him for being a fucking shitty fucking asshole. Anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did not like him. There's still people. It's 2 years removed, and there's still people talking about how bad that locker room was. So bad. So bad. But I was actually looking up Ohio State's schedule because I knew there was some other shit team they played, and I can't remember who it was. They did beat Indiana today, 23-3. Now next week they play mighty Youngstown State, like you said before.
Yeah, they used to do it every year with Jim Tressel.
I don't have a problem with that.
No.
Play Youngstown State, and then they play Western Kentucky the week after. Western Kentucky, where Broderick Martin came from, right? Our new
Yes.
yeah, D
Yes.
defensive tackle. Then here's the thing he pointed out. He's like, Michigan plays 3 shit games in a row, and then they start their regular schedule. Ohio State plays 1 conference game, 2 shit teams, and then Notre Dame. So that makes them better than us. Yeah. So they're still playing 3 shit teams. Indiana ain't shit. Whatever they did have in the last couple of years is gone now. They have nothing.
Yeah, I saw the beginning of that game. Well, the first quarter, it was starting the second quarter. It was only 7-0, but I don't know how it ended.
East Carolina is better than Youngstown State. Okay?
Okay.
Who do my opinion, Youngstown State is shit. East Carolina was 8-5 last year in their conference, which I don't know what conference it is, but still. Who does Michigan play next week? The very mighty. It's not Western Kentucky because that's Ohio State. Where the fuck's their schedule at? I'm going to find it, guys. Don't worry. I'm doing my research right now as we talk.
All right.
Oh, so
I'm settled in.
Yeah, so fuck Urban Meyer. Yeah.
So you're not a fan.
That's the end of discussion. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
discussion,
never have been. He's a fucking arrogant prick. You know.
He's horrible on.
And yeah, oh yeah, fuck yeah. And every time, like, you know, every time he flees a team, you know, he always fucking comes up with some, it's a family issue or a health issue, and it's bullshit. It's bullshit. He wants to get out of his fucking contract and go get more money somewhere, and that's what he does. They fucking paid him $60 million fucking dollars to coach 1 year in fucking Jacksonville.
How are you supposed to live off that?
Yeah.
They gave him more money than Bill Belichick makes a year, who won 6 fucking Super Bowls. And he only coached 1 year.
Yeah.
On a 5-year deal.
Yeah.
Those are guaranteed
But
contracts.
that's chicken feed.
Yeah.
If you go, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh,
If you really think about it,
that
it's
was
chicken feed.
It was really like nothing for Shad Khan. The guy's
Yeah.
like the owner's like a fucking multi-billionaire. So I mean, you know,
No, I can't. That's what I always hate. Like it always seems shittier when you're like talking about college coaches
yeah,
because of like the kids and like they're investing in them and like the pros. Who gives a fuck? They're all mercenaries anyway.
Yeah.
That doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
But when you get to college and you're like, I mean, it's one thing to go from like, okay, you're at East Carolina and then you're really good, and then like Purdue wants you.
Yeah.
And then for Purdue, maybe like a Michigan wants you. But when you get to like the Michigan, the LSU, the like Saban and all
Alabama,
these, and they're
yeah.
fucking skipping around on these kids, it's fucking fucked up.
yeah.
Because they're kids. They're like, oh, I thought Coach loved me. No, apparently he don't.
Yeah, and I mean, like, well,
If you want to really, if you're all about the money, go to the pros.
Well, that's
man up and go to the fucking pros.
like Saban left LSU to go to Miami, right?
The Dolphins, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he left here to go to LSU.
Yeah, he left Michigan to go to LSU. That was
That's Michigan State.
Michigan State. But that was a step up. But then he left to go to, and then it didn't work. He walked away after did he even do a year?
I thought he did a couple years.
Urban? Or, I mean, Saban?
at LSU?
No,
Or Miami?
no, Miami.
Oh, yeah, he didn't last long in Miami.
Didn't he do like 9 games or 10 games and walk out for something? Was it that year? Or did he finish the year? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I
But
don't even
there
remember
was
anymore.
like who's the other one that fucking
Dave Wanstead.
no, who's the one that fucking coached Atlanta?
Oh, man. Who the hell was-
Petrino.
Yes.
Yeah, he split college, went to Atlanta,
That's right here.
and then split there to join the Razorbacks because it wasn't going the way he wanted. So he like left his team in the middle of the year and then joined Arkansas. And then that's when the fucking scandals came out, and he got he got fired.
Saban coached 2 full seasons at Miami.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
He won
Right.
15
but
and
like
17.
even like I don't like Saban. I don't really care for him that much, but I can't stand Urban Meyer more than him because at least with Saban, he comes and does the job, and like he won.
Yeah, he doesn't leave till it's over.
Yeah.
Well, he did with Michigan, kind of. Michigan State, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't when he went to LSU. He went there. He was there for a few years. They won a national championship. Then he left. He went to Miami. That was kind of like a lateral move.
Yeah.
And then to get he left Miami to get the Alabama job. I mean, that's prestige, getting that job.
It is.
I get it. That's to me, that might be more prestigious than being the fucking coach of a shitty Miami Dolphins team.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, that's fucking royalty in college. So,
It paid off. He's making $10 million a year as a coach in college.
yeah.
So
but and the thing is like he's not like a piece of shit to these kids either.
No,
You
they
know,
like him.
Urban Meyer is a fucking asshole to fucking players. I don't even like talking about the guy because he just fucking riles me, man. I can't stand him. I just I look at him and I just see he's not a very nice or good person. You know, there's been a lot of things that have said about him, about how he treats people, and I don't like it.
Well,
I never have.
if you look at it from the perspective of some people are just beneath you,
Yeah.
and when you know that people are beneath you and not on your level,
And he's beneath me.
yeah, and you don't deserve to lick his boots even.
Yeah.
Then he's just you got to look at it from his perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, no, is anybody really just evil? Besides,
no, probably not. I guess.
so like,
Not really.
he deals with. I'm trying to defend everybody. Okay, Adolf Hitler. Let's go.
I mean,
Come on.
Yeah.
They were poor.
Urban Meyer is 2-11 in his NFL career.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Hopefully, it
When he
stays
had,
that way.
yeah.
Well, I knew he wouldn't last when he went. I didn't think he would be gone before the end of the year, but I knew he wouldn't last.
I thought
very
he'd
long.
finish out the season.
I knew he wouldn't last very long because he is like, if he's not winning, he can't even handle it. Like he cannot handle it at all, losing any games.
No.
No, he's such a fucking asshole about it too.
He literally kicked his kicker in
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
He kicked his kicker.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's not a joke.
No, I remember that.
Seems like a decent.
They
man.
fucking hated him. Those fucking players
They
hated
fucking
him.
hated him.
Yeah.
People throw the word toxic around a lot, but that's exactly what those
that
players
fucking
said.
that
Says the
owner
most toxic.
that owner had no choice but to fire him. Had no choice but to,
It was
because he
either
lost the
fire-
whole team.
Well, he probably it would have been a mutiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep somebody around like that, they're like, you get a mutiny,
and
they're fucking
they
done.
just drafted like a guy who could potentially be the face of the franchise.
Long hair from Clemson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lawrence,
Trevor
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
They drafted
The
him
Nord.
number 1 overall. This guy, this is only his 3rd year.
Yeah.
So this kid could end up being the face of the NFL.
You know how there's all kinds of hype around the Lions right now because their team's young, but they built it well and everything? That same shit's going on in Jacksonville
Yeah.
around him.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're
because
gonna
now
be
they got a
decent.
good quality coach.
They're
Doug
good.
Peterson's a great guy.
Doug Peterson got a bad rap in Philly.
Well, I don't even know how did that even happen?
It
because
just happened real quick.
it
and
happened real quick because
I didn't
somebody-
realize how
won.
ripped that kid was.
He
By the
won
way,
a Super Bowl.
But
and
the-
then
that
they
Lawrence
fired him.
kid, I didn't realize how ripped he was.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
saw like his arms, like holy fuck,
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah.
He's like 6'6" also.
Yeah, and his wife's like 5'0".
Yeah.
Feel sorry for
Yeah.
her.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, like with Peterson, like in he wins the Super Bowl, but all the shit all of a sudden, like everybody was against him because he started first of all, they drafted Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And then he started playing him.
Yeah.
And people were pissed off about it. It's like, dude, this other guy, Carson Wentz, can't stay healthy.
I can't think of that Hurts guy without the RG3.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was. I don't know what happened there. He won a Super Bowl. and
Everybody's
and
everybody's hyping the Lions.
I
Eric.
wasn't even gonna engage
Everybody
him.
did.
I wasn't-
Every single every NFL pundit is. I hate that they're hyping him, but everybody's hyping him. They will not shut up about it.
You're better
Yeah,
off not
We're,
engaging.
worried-
him.
we're
Pete
worried
Schrager
about a
needs to
cursing.
shut. Pete Schrager needs to shut his fucking hole. Every time he fucking puts them on a pedestal, they fucking lose every game. Yeah.
But Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl and was gone two seasons
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
And then they hired Sirianni, and then all of a sudden they're playing Hurts. It's like, oh, he should have been playing Hurts the whole time.
They were playing, but I mean, Peterson started playing Hurts.
Yeah.
Because
Because Carson Wentz going to stay healthy.
and then he was being a fucking baby, and then the team like the front office turned against him
Yeah.
because they paid Wentz all that fucking money. Well, guess what? You guys fucked up and paid him all the money.
Yeah,
The guy had been hurt every single year he was in the league. Every year.
every year.
And the year they went to the Super Bowl was the most games he played in a season.
Yeah.
But he got hurt still, and Nick Foles had to come in and finish the job.
Yep.
Now, he did look great that year, but every single year he played in the league, he had been hurt.
And what has he done in the 6 years since then? Nothing.
Backed up.
And
sucked.
nobody wants him anymore. Says he's a horrible teammate.
Well, I don't know if anybody believes it, Eric, but all those idiots on fucking ESPN and NFL Live and all these motherfuckers that will not shut up about it. Whatever. Your team sucks too, so. So, I mean, you guys were you have the number 1 overall pick. That's how fucking bad you guys were. So, the Lions, I don't know what they're going to do. I'm scared, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they do well, but I'm scared that they're not going to.
Everybody's hyping them up, and then it never pans out.
I hate when they do that, but
It's like a jinx.
oh yeah, that's true. Your team sucks, worse than ours.
Yeah. Especially now.
You won one fucking game, so we won 9.
I think they won 2.
2. I have. That's an old team with old dead fucking coaches,
They're all dying. Players
and
are dying.
Dick is next. Don't worry,
I don't know.
Dick
I think
is on
Dick-
the list.
I think Ditka can live a while off his anger.
I
He's
think Ditka's not the next. I think
on the list.
I think Stephen McMichael's the next.
No. I'm talking about coaches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the next on the list. It may be a
I
few
wasn't
years.
Dissing
may be-
McMichael.
it
I'm
may
just
be a
saying-
few
I'm
years,
Stating
but-
a fact because McMichael's going to go soon.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He's got MS there.
No,
Is it-
Dick.
it's a
Dick
bad
is
scene.
Dick is on the list. He may not. It may be a few years, but he's going. He's gone.
He's got to be what, 98,
Something like that.
83. Okay.
He's 85. Bears.
Yeah.
He's 83 years old.
Yep. All them cigars are going to catch up to him, though.
Well, he's 85.
All the cigars and, I don't know. Didn't he do commercials for Miller Lite?
Yeah.
Cigars and Miller Lite. That's
Yeah.
going to take him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Wayne Font still alive?
Yeah.
Wayne Fonts is kicking.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, nobody knows what's going on, but he's,
He's not dead.
no,
He's not dead.
He's down in Florida wearing Disney, Mickey ears.
Yeah.
Wayne
Dude, that was
Fonts.
so shitty when remember when they made fun of him? Like, they were making fun of him because he was wearing those fucking Mickey Mouse ears.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And he was like doing he was doing like some kind of fucking kids charity or something. He was so mad that they made fun of him.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're a public figure, you better just roll with it.
Yeah.
People are going to shit on
Well,
you.
I mean, that was during the time there was no like real internet or anything, but he was just like, He goes, he was like telling him he was doing some kind of fucking charity event. Ever heard?
I did this for the kids, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
And they were somebody had pictures of him and
I
shit.
remember that, yeah. I remember. Yeah, I don't know if Dan Campbell don't cut his caffeine back. I don't know how long he's gonna live.
Yeah.
Drinks like four 32-ounce coffees and before 11 a.m.
Yeah, like when the first story I read that first year, they said he showed up with two. It was like 80 ounces of red eye.
Yeah.
That's what he drank in the morning.
Gross.
It's
Yeah.
impressive.
Wayne Fonts is also 83.
But that's what worries me this year is if they fucking suck, that they're gonna fucking blow the fucking thing up again, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want to start over again.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well,
You know.
they seem to have a foundation,
They do.
something they've never had.
Yeah.
They have another thing, depth. They've never had that.
No.
So the fact
The
No,
foundation,
there's been many a times that we thought, like, out of training camp, wow, they're gonna have a hard time getting rid of guys. But then we realized afterward, like, oh no, they really didn't have that hard of it. Those guys really weren't that good, you know.
Yeah.
This time there were guys that we let go that
I'm
are gonna
worried.
make other teams.
I'm worried they're gonna come back and haunt us.
Like,
Yeah.
well, like the big thing for me, it's like
They're going to
all right,
Rodney Pete us.
You have there's probably several players in several different positions that which one do you keep? You can't keep them all.
Yeah.
Did we pick the right one? Or is the right one the one that just went and signed with some other team and
Yep.
is going to fucking annihilate people?
Well,
you know?
you can't. The only
Welcome
thing
back,
you can
cuz.
do is an educated guess. You can't.
Yep.
Yeah,
You don't know.
well,
'Cause
that's
some
it.
guys. It's like the. Back in the. Remember when Brady would split time with fucking.
Still never understood that.
with Henson.
Henson.
Yeah.
No, Henson didn't do when he played for us. He threw strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was getting TDs. It wasn't like he was bad,
No.
but you can't. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know until the.
Well, and I mean, think about like when Henson, when he was done with school, he went to baseball.
He went to the Yankees. Yeah.
And the Yankees gave him a bunch of money, and he never did anything.
No.
And then entered the draft and got drafted 7th round and never did anything.
No.
So I mean,
Yeah. Sometimes they don't.
he was a hometown boy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't mature at the same rate, and are they like, oh, if he's this badass now at 19, he's gonna. Some people literally peak at teenager. They don't get any better.
It's true.
It happens. I remember people were worried about that with LeBron because he looked old.
He did.
Yeah.
Because when he was 18, he already had like a receding hairline and stuff, and they're like, oh man, I don't know, he's already.
Yeah.
This was like first NBA game, he got like 40 points.
Yeah. The game I saw him play live when at the Palace, it was his second year, and I was just like, I was really just like amazed with how he had nobody on his team, but like, he just like,
And the Pistons were good.
and
back
he
then.
was like, and like watching him play, yeah, they were good, and I'm like just watching him play though, I was like, holy fuck, if this guy just keeps building on this, he's gonna destroy everybody.
Well, what freaked me out about him, he was fucking like the size of Psycho Sid, the wrestler.
Yeah.
But could move. I was like, how the
Yeah.
fuck do you guard Sid that
Yeah.
can move? I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, I pretty
like he had shoulders like Sid.
I mean, I pretty much watched him play. Like when I watched him play that game, I mean, it was like he played like every fucking position. I'm like,
Oh,
holy
yeah.
fuck, man.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I don't like watch a lot of sports but I've been going into the old stuff.
Yeah.
Just and the rivalry between Bill Laimbeer and Larry Bird, the
Oh,
two
God.
meanest white guys.
But without
and
a
they
doubt.
were and Michael Jordan's like, I'd say if you pulled the all the players in the NBA, 95% would say that Bill Laimbeer or Larry Bird is the dirtiest player, one of the two,
Yeah.
and most would say Bill Laimbeer. And they were
Yeah.
and they showed how because Larry Bird, look, I know I'm a Detroit guy, and I know that Larry Bird objectively was the far better player.
Yeah.
But the funny thing was, when Larry Bird had to guard Lambier would score on him a lot because he was just bigger.
Yeah.
Just a bigger guy.
Yeah.
It's like 7 foot tall, and Bird was 6'9", so he would just so there was kind of a beef there, and you got all these old anyways, they showed all these different like legends that get along now that hated each other when they played, and but they still fucking hate each other's guts.
Yeah.
They haven't forgiven each other one shred.
Yeah.
When they interview Bird or Lambier, and they're like, "Well, Bill, if he was here sitting right here, and he came into the booth and sat down, he goes, I would go to another booth." They hate each other.
Which is what's funny is like, all right, so, like you got that right there, but then like, well, actually the same thing because Chris Draper still has not. There's no he don't like
Lemieux, yeah,
but Darren McCarty and Claude Lemieux are friends now.
Oh,
yeah.
Darren's
Darren's had a lot of Darren's had a lot of things happen to him.
Yeah,
where he's probably in a place where I got to forgive people.
Yeah.
My fucking life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, like,
Chris Draper doesn't have to forgive.
Well,
yeah, he's lived a
when
clean. When you live a clean life, you can still hate people.
when they asked Draper after, because there was a sit down with McCarty and Lemieux, they were talking about the fight and the
hate.
a bunch of shit, and then but somebody asked Draper about it, and Draper basically said he's never apologized to me, so why should I fucking say anything or do? Why should I forgive him? Why should I do anything?
Yeah.
The guy's never even tried to contact me.
Yeah.
So I understood why Draper doesn't.
Well, yeah, he shoved his face and he fucked him up. He like really fucked him up.
But
really bad.
I think that like if Lemieux would have made at some point made like an attempt.
No, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Detroit fan. I mean this, and I'm a fan of both of these other guys. I don't think that Bill Lambier and Mahorn were the dirtiest guys in the. I think Karl Malone and John Stockton were worse.
Yes.
The issue was that they didn't win titles, and they weren't like hated nationally because they weren't winning titles.
Yeah.
But fucking Karl Malone would cripple you.
Yep.
He fucking knocked David Robinson out cold.
Yeah.
And John Stockton would fucking elbow you in the solar plexus, trip you, fucking hit you in the nut. He was a mean.
Oh yeah.
Because he looked like a little choir white guy.
Yeah.
People think, oh, Stockton. He was mean. He was a mean fucking person.
There, like a lot of people in Utah were like, they liked John Stockton, but they were like, I could see why nobody outside of Utah liked him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was.
There were a lot of people like that out there that were like, yeah, I could see why they didn't like him.
I think it was Steve Francis was talking about it because he said, I had no idea anything about John Stockton. I just knew he was a good player. And I said, I'm going to play, the fundamentals. He was the first play. He steps on my feet. I fall. And the next play, he hits me in the solar plexus, knocks the wind. Like he was just beating the shit out of him. He's just beating the shit. Like just doing evil things, because he knows all the angles and how to be mean.
You gotta win.
Yeah, and Karl Malone he'd decapitate you if he didn't like you.
Yep.
He could fucking they were just mean. But like Bill Lambier made one good point. You can say what you want about Bill Lambier, and he was a dirty, and he was a instigator, and in a lot of ways a piece of shit. But he said, he goes, in all my career, I've never hurt anyone. He goes, find a video or find a person, what I did hurt them and put them out of, the season or anything. I never hurt anybody.
No.
But he would fuck with them and make them hit him.
Yeah.
That was his thing. He would make them hit him.
Yeah.
And lose their cool. And then they would get out of, you take their player out because he hits you.
Yeah, like you said, he was all about instigating.
Yeah.
Getting somebody else to get,
Yep. But but the funny thing is though, that you'll never have a Legends thing where Lambier is invited to any of it.
Yeah.
Because nobody likes him. So
no.
I think he's friends with Vinnie Johnson,
That's about it.
and then he might steal your retirement too on top of it.
Yeah,
Remember when
right,
he did
right.
that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another reason he's not liked. He didn't need basketball. He came from a wealthy family.
Yeah.
He did not need basketball.
Oh, and then he took over the family business, and I don't know if those people ever got it back or not.
I
Their
don't know, man.
retirements.
I don't think Bill cared.
No, because like he closed them down afterward.
But even Bill, with doing that, he's still not the biggest piece of shit in Detroit sports.
Oh no,
Still Dennis
McClain.
Dennis Dale McClain. That's our top guy.
Fuck yeah, that bugger's a shyster, man.
Dude, they make movies about people, about sports people. I can't fucking believe there hasn't been a movie about Denny McClain.
No.
That guy was a true gangster motherfucker. He would like I heard that he was at like 17 and Hayes. People were like, I saw Denny McClain working at the it's community service because he was in jail for the millionth time for God knows what.
Yeah.
And
I saw Denny McClain working. Nah, he was doing community service.
And he would just have to shake hands, like, hey, I'm Denny McClain. But he again, he never directly like hurt people, but it was just that
physically.
the white collar behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
People's and
he ruined some people's lives financially.
fuck yeah, he did.
He ruined some. Yeah, so physically, he never hurt anybody.
And he had a multiple times, like 2 or 3 times, he had cushy announcer jobs or like it's Denny. Because he was charismatic.
Yeah.
I remember watching. He was charismatic as fuck, man.
Hell yeah.
But he kept losing those jobs because he would do something else.
Yep.
He'd rip somebody. He couldn't help but rip people off.
Yep.
He couldn't help.
He could,
And the another thing about him, he was pretty much straight edge. He was just addicted to like pop. He drank a case of like Pepsi a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like Jim Rome said, I would feel better if I drank a case of beer a day.
Yeah.
Could you imagine drinking a case of Pepsi a day?
No.
What your stomach would feel like? And
I know what it felt like when I used to drink tons of Mountain Dew back in the day, and then tried to stop.
where your fucking sides hurt.
Oof, the burning.
Yeah, but Denny was something, dude.
He is. Yeah.
Oh my God, he's me.
But like he would fucking
I have a 2-liter for every meal. Wow. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
and he somehow like never died from a heart attack.
No.
Being 400 pounds forever. Like he just defies all logic. That man. But I just can't believe there's not been a movie about that guy.
Yeah, no kidding.
He just always gets in trouble. Always like somehow tied up with the mob. Always.
Always.
Yeah.
Ripping people off.
It's funny you brought up Vinnie Johnson because, of all the former Detroit sports players and stuff, he is the most successful one. Vinnie Johnson's worth $500 million.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Microwaves.
Microwave.
I knew he was way.
$500 million.
I knew he was way up there. I did not know he was the most successful.
Yeah.
Did Lambier funnel all the money into him?
Well, he took whatever money he had, he invested it, and then all of a sudden when he stopped playing basketball, he used it, bought some companies, did some stuff, retooled them, sold them, then did some other stuff, and
I knew he was really successful. I didn't know like how.
Smart man. $500 million. I can't think of anybody else besides that.
No.
No.
It's got to be the top guy or Jimmy Buffett. That's it. With his
Jimmy Buffett just beat him.
With his $1 jillion for cheeseburgers. Thanks for your gray fucking cheeseburger, Jimmy.
That's a thing. You mentioned gray cheeseburgers, and I always think of the school lunch, and they had the cheeseburgers, and that fucker was great because they jammed soybeans in the motherfuckers.
Yeah, and then they overcooked
it's like 20% beef, 80% soybean, overcooked.
Yep.
They cooked it like a sausage patty. You know how you like a sausage patty to be a little burnt?
Yeah.
That's how they cook the fucking
Well,
burger.
yeah.
It's
Well, the
disgusting.
thing is like when I ordered the burger, I ordered it medium. Because and the reason I did that is everywhere I go, I always order my burger medium because then they always cook it a little more than medium. So it's like more medium well, where it's cooked all the way through, but it's juicy. That's why I always order it that way. When I ordered it and then I cut it, I'm like, that looks like fucking gray fucking sawdust. And then guess what? It tasted just like that. And then,
Oh, it's brain matter. All right. That's what
It
I'm
was
eating
like-
here.
But if you get them medium, what's the palatability like?
Palatability.
no, I'm not checking my phone because I'm doing a podcast.
No,
I'm not.
have a
I'm not. I
we have
don't
a
answer my
strict
phone during
no
a
cell phone policy.
I don't answer my. I don't check my messages during a podcast. I try not to.
Strict.
We're doing a podcast. We enjoy doing it. You know, if you guys want to text me, you can text me after the show.
Yeah.
This is a legit show. We have been doing it for 4.5 years, or 4 years.
Check your phone.
I mean,
Legit-
even though like
legit's a
we don't
strong
do it
word.
every week, we do it regularly, and we do like he's fucking with me. Jay's fucking with me. He's acting like he's out front. They're not out front because I would have heard the car fucking 6 miles away coming down the street. So
Wow.
Check your phone.
Not gonna check the phone. We
No.
have no cell phone policy on this show.
no.
Yeah, except for the talking points, right?
That's what I was looking at. When I look at the phone, it's just talking points.
Yeah.
So we've been watching wrestling and stuff. This goes to point number 12.
You've been watching wrestling?
Yes.
Well, we've been watching wrestling
watching
shows,
some old wrestling?
older stuff, but it's basically some of the greatest champions, and they have some newer ones and some older ones. They have this and that, but something. One of the things came up, and it was about Stephanie McMahon. And
Tits.
do you know her maiden name is Stephanie Marie McMahon? But when she got married to Triple H, she changed her middle name to her maiden name. So her name is now Stephanie McMahon Levesque.
Okay.
And that is apparently a common trend now to keep their family name in the family. A lot of these well-to-do women are changing their middle name to, so legally changing Marie to McMahon.
Were they
Oh.
afraid of the hyphenation or something?
Well, I don't know.
I thought some of
Actually,
it used to be the
like,
hyphenation back. The
Yeah.
career women did the hyphenation.
This is a
there,
new
there
thing.
used to be something way back in the day where they would do. There was something they would
When
do
they
with their
had a
maiden-
child, they would the mother's maiden name would end up being like
their middle name.
their middle name.
Yeah, that's
they did
what
that
it was,
a lot
right,
too.
yeah.
That's basically what she did. She just
Yeah.
legally changed her middle name Marie to her maiden name McMahon. So if you look her up, it says Stephanie McMahon Levesque. I'm like, oh, that she must have
That's
just
what Triple
hyphenated
H's
thing.
last name is.
Yeah,
I don't.
Oh.
he's
well,
French.
Well, the thing I don't get about it because
Well,
that's
what did he
probably
get?
for professional reasons, right?
Yeah,
But wrestlers have stage names like
Yeah.
Mantar. You could just be Stephen.
Wait.
You could just be Stephanie McMahon during the show.
and she is still,
Yeah. So what's the point?
but just
It doesn't make any
legally,
sense.
She changed her
Is that-
name.
Well, like somebody starts a fad, and then
Yeah.
like
I'm Mantar.
well, we
Mike
I think we
Mantar Holic.
I think we talked about it. Like there was in football, all of a sudden everybody was being junior or senior
Yeah.
or the first or second or third.
Yeah.
And everybody was putting it on their fucking jersey. It was like, why are you all of a sudden doing it? You've been playing all your college years. You've never had this on your fucking uniform. Now all of a sudden one person did it, and now all you guys are doing it.
I think you should only do a junior if your dad was a player of note.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
The one that was getting
Ken
me,
Griffey Jr.
the one that was
I get
getting
it.
me was these guys were getting senior put on their fucking, and I'm
all right,
like,
all right, now we're going to fucking
because they had a child and they named that the junior.
yeah, we're getting stupid now.
some of them
Now the
weren't
kid,
even,
it's up.
some
It's,
of them
that's on
weren't
top
even,
of the kid. That's on the kid to do that.
But there
later.
were some of them.
Should he make it?
There were some of them that didn't even have a kid yet,
Oh,
and we're saying, well, yeah, but when I have a kid, I'm gonna name him Junior.
so
That's what happens when you don't have friends around you that are like just honest with you. Like,
Stephanie
I knew-
McMahon was never attractive. I don't know what she looks like.
she had a jaw, a
Yeah.
wide jaw.
hey, them tits are
She's-
attractive.
She's got she's got nice boobs, right?
She's stacked pretty good.
Yeah.
She had them embiggened.
Macho Man thought she was attractive.
Yeah.
Look into that.
Yeah, look that shit up.
And Macho Man wasn't a senator, so that's a hint of what happened. there.
Jennifer Granholm was one I couldn't think of. So when Jennifer Granholm got married,
Her husband took her name, did he?
her
I think so. I think he did.
Probably.
I think so. That was one of the other.
I think he
things.
hyphenated his fucking name or some shit.
That drop of her going, Sheed! Back in the days. These would crack me up. Wow.
No, that was the rumor, but no, the thing was she took his middle name or his last name and made it her middle name. So legally, her name is Jennifer Mulhern Granholm.
Oh, but didn't he do something with his name? Maybe not.
Not according
Well-
to the internet. I don't know.
I thought maybe
still goes by
Maybe
his
he
phone.
just started wearing a dog collar. I don't know.
That's what it
That's
was.
it.
Okay, and his gimp mask.
So she did the same thing that McMahon did. They both did the same thing.
Dude, there was some cleanup going on there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
I don't care.
I knew there was somebody else.
Career women scare me.
Yeah, I don't understand why your name. I mean, like you said, stage name, whatever. But why does it matter outside of the ring?
Yeah.
No one cares.
She does have some great big boobs, but yeah, I could see what.
Oh,
not really
she's even
that-
talked about when she got her breast implants and stuff.
Yeah.
And the first one, not the first one knows, but the first one to say anything was Jericho. He mentioned something about it when he came out, and he said something about her new assets.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't really find her attractive. Though.
No, she's
I
not.
get it.
She's actually not. but-
Yeah, dude.
She's not. I mean, she's not ugly, but I
Well,
just
No.
Well, compared to what I could land, she looks great.
Oh,
But-
I'm
but-
not saying like
but-
if she
but,
showed
but-
up at my house, I'd fuck the fucking
Yeah, but,
fuck out of her.
Yeah, but like if you're comparing her to the like entertainment population of women that generally are 8s and above,
yeah.
then no, obviously
Yeah.
not.
In the grand scheme of things, compared to a lot of the other talent in the wrestling organizations, she would be bottom of the barrel.
But the thing is,
yeah.
if you're in a ready-made position, like you're an entertainer,
Yep.
and you're not expected to be hot, you can be normal and make a lot of money. For instance, Paige Van Zandt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now she's cute.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying she's normal. She's cute.
Yes.
She's not super hot.
No.
But her fucking, because she was a fighter and she's got that like lean, fit body of hers,
Yeah.
she makes a killing on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Did I read correctly? She said that she made more in the first week on OnlyFans than she did in the entire 7-year time she was in UFC.
Yeah, and then she had a slew of like fight fans like, yeah, you're 0-2 in this. They showed her record how bad it was. They're like, yeah, you didn't make money fighting because you weren't a good fighter.
Yeah.
People know who you are because of fighting. So in turn, you make money because they.
That's a
and
good
that's all
point.
true.
Yeah.
But she's still doesn't change the fact. Yeah, she made a lot of money.
Made a lot of money.
Showing her a little snapper.
Miss Elizabeth
Jeez,
was hot, but she was a crackhead.
You know, if I look back at Elizabeth now,
Actually,
like,
Miss Elizabeth was not a crackhead at all.
No.
But I'll give you a hint what happened to her. Pills are good.
yeah.
Pills are good.
Yeah,
So,
so
yeah.
pills. And
She-
Lex
she had-
Luger.
Yeah, well, they were like
Well,
the pills and wine.
Yeah.
That's what did her in. But
Yeah, but we just call them all crackheads back then.
everybody that died was a crackhead.
Yeah. We didn't.
I've never heard of
specify-
anybody overdosing on crack though.
in the 90s.
You just
we
stayed
didn't-
up all night, right? You just stayed
Yeah,
up.
yeah. In the 90s, we didn't specify what they what drugs their drug of choice was. They were just crackheads.
But when you read people's toxicology reports, like I don't know why I got into that for a while. Brian Adams, the wrestler,
Yeah.
like what he had all therapeutic levels of what he took, but it was like 17 different things, like clonazepam, all the like benzos,
Yeah.
muscle relax. Like if you take but
Benzos will kill you.
the synergy of all of it,
Yeah.
basically you just forget to breathe.
yeah.
You don't truly OD. It doesn't like kill you in
No,
itself.
no,
But you
that's-
forget to breathe.
The two things that will kill you when you try to come off them are benzos and fucking alcohol.
Well, yeah, if you dead stop,
Yeah.
you stop dead
Yep.
nuts for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But and then
But,
Heath
yeah, dude.
Ledger was another. Heath Ledger, I think, was the only one that had more variety than Adams, the wrestler.
Okay.
Yeah, the wrestler.
So
Not
yeah.
Brian Adams.
Yeah, who probably don't
Sir Brian Adams from Canada.
even. It might have a Molson every now and then, maybe.
Yeah. whose second career is just as great as his first career.
Photographer.
He's like not only is he a professional photographer, he does like calendars for hot bitches. Like he gets to play around with fucking pictures of chicks, hot chicks, and they're how fucking awesome is that?
Good job.
That's good. That's a good career change. Fuck it.
Forget greatest Joker of all time.
Ooh, Ledger.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, he did a good.
that's
It was.
Andrew. I've never seen it.
It was good.
I never saw it.
And I'm not a movie connoisseur, but
Yeah.
oh, we didn't talk about Cherry 2000.
No,
We
we
did a
never finished-
re-review.
Yeah, because I watched it that night.
I didn't
And
watch it, but
I ended up watching it. I can wait till you. We don't
no,
have to.
no, no,
I can
no,
wait till
no.
you watch it.
I'm gonna. no.
You know, it was a lot. It was weird. It's a weird film.
It's campy.
but it
Yeah.
was a lot better than I remembered it being.
Yeah,
It wasn't like a lot of those shit movies I watch like that are shit, you know? And it was actually
Well,
not bad.
The weird thing is the year's 2017.
Yeah.
The year that the sex robot was officially released in Japan was 2017.
Yeah.
They predicted the future.
So yeah, and then it predicted things like, and it, like basically Melanie Griffith's character is low key in love with him, obviously.
Yeah.
As he's looking for his Cherry 2000 robot.
Yeah.
Perfect sex partner.
Yes.
Which I want one.
Yes. No,
But
I want to harem.
but she was like trying to explain to him like, why don't you find a real woman? And it's like the whole argument you see online between incels and sluts and all these people, and it was just like perfect. And I was like, this is exactly what happened. This is what fucking happened. And like, and the real women are mad at the fake, but the only difference is she was in love with him, so that made sense. But like the one guy, I can't remember his first name, but he goes by the Amazing Atheist. He was on YouTube, and I remember I watched his video on it, not Cherry 2000, but sex robots. After I went on a sex robot kick after watching it.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are women mad at guys who want the kind of guy that wants a sex robot? You're not gonna fuck him anyway.
Right.
Why do you even care?
Yeah.
He can't. He goes. If you're so far gone, where like I just give up. I'm not gonna do real. I'm gonna buy me a sex robot.
Yeah.
Because why do you care what that guy does? Because
That's
he's
over. That
You're
guy's made his
he
choice.
gave up.
Yeah.
He gave up. But the thing about the movie is, it was like it was dystopic, and they kind of controlled mating in such a way
Yeah.
that like really you're just better off with a sex robot, because it was, remember Lawrence Fishburne was kind of like the pimp at that
bar.
the bar. You could get a real woman, but you had to, it was just really
The contracts and all the other
it was
stuff.
really informal and shitty.
Yeah. Yeah.
And basically the best way to find a real woman is just get out into the wild where you could be killed.
Yeah.
And it's kind of an allegory, like, hey, look, life is, you have to take risk for anything to be any fun.
Yeah.
And worth it.
Right.
So I kind of understood like what they were going for with it.
It was a lot, because I saw it a long time ago, and when I watched it again, I was like, this isn't that shit.
Well, the writing was amazing. I know what he were going for, but they didn't have the money and what they needed to really make it.
It's
what it needed to be.
I always liked it. I thought it was a really good movie back then.
And like Ben Johnson, the old
Ben Johnson.
Oh,
yeah. The old time actor,
the one-eyed guy.
No, the guy who they want to see. Oh, did he have one eye?
He's in that movie, I think, isn't he?
He was the one, her uncle, basically.
Yeah, that's.
But he was in like John Wayne movies and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
He was in Red Dawn. He
Right.
played,
Oh yeah.
So he's in a bunch of shit.
Yeah, he was like somebody that became part of Wayne's crew later on.
Yeah.
Because he's like younger than all those guys.
Yeah.
And
Well, he started with them when he was young, and then he went away for a while, and then when he came back, he was a permanent part.
They tried
he
to
was
make
in like she wore a yellow ribbon in Fort Apache.
Yeah, he really didn't have much of anything at that point, though. I think like they kind of like they tried to make him into like his own star. I think for a while there.
Yeah.
So the guy that the movie is about, the movie didn't portray him as a loser. Is basically, world is so dystopian that like the better option is just to get this AI wife.
Yep.
Yeah.
And but then it kind of shows like when he finally rescues her and puts the disc, which would be like a hard drive, or to make her alive again in a different body. But then they're getting shot at, and she's just like cleaning them off and not acting like appropriate for the situation and shit.
Yeah.
And he like realizes like, all right, I need a real woman like her.
Yeah, hot ass Melanie Griffith.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like because like she malfunctions, right? And then he can't find the.
Well, he fucked her on a foam bath.
Yeah, like on the floor of the kitchen.
And she's
after
electronic.
But he can't find, like, because he's kind of outdated. Fucking
exactly.
So he's got her memories and everything, but he doesn't have. He needs to repair the body.
But again, it's like the thing. You know how like they never come up with a better bomber than like a I can't think of the bomber that they like.
Ted Kaczynski.
No, not that.
Like you talking about like a B-52?
Yeah, B-52.
Yeah.
A B-52 is how many years old?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They still technically haven't designed a better bomber than that.
Yeah.
The stealth is stealth,
Yeah.
but it's so good that they haven't really replaced it.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically, even though she's an old model, like it's still the best one you could get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't make it anymore.
Right.
So that's the whole point. And you go out in the wild, and basically the wild is people that just they don't want the dystopian thing. They don't want the cities and the fucking.
So they're just.
But they're fucking crazy bandits and shit. So you're taking your risk.
Yeah.
And the guy from who's Harry Crumb, I can't think of the actor.
The one who played Doll Man.
Yeah,
Tim Thomerson.
Tim Thomerson. His character, he's basically a warlord that has a harem of women.
Yeah. It's got a nice setup.
He's got a bunch of women, real women.
Yeah. Right.
But even he has a harem of 12. He also wants the Cherry 2000.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
right.
also that's what he's pining for, even though he's
Yeah.
got all the women in the world. And
Yeah.
it just shows
And
that
one of those women's is the main character's ex-girlfriend, from what I take.
Yeah, exactly.
It was weird.
And it had a bunch of points, like it made a bunch of
Yeah.
it made a
it's
bunch of
just been a
side
while
points
since
that didn't seem like it tied things together that are happening now. And I was like, holy fuck.
I actually
This guy
kind of
predicted
remember
all
the
this.
movie. I kind of remember the movie pretty good, which that's not usually. I don't like. So it has to really stand out for me to like kind of remember it. So
yeah.
It was definitely a B type movie.
Oh, yeah.
Low budget.
yeah, but some of those are great.
And it like, did you catch all the puns for the names of the towns and shit? The towns had all sexual names.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd have to
like-
watch it again.
Like
but yeah,
Jizzville or
No, the towns had all
yeah.
like pun names for fucking Glory Hole was the name of one of
Yes.
the towns, and like
which is insane because like I didn't hear about glory holes until just a few years ago.
So it was like it
Apparently, they've been around forever.
it was all sexual innuendos and all that
Well,
stuff.
you know, because Glory Hole is also when you go to like I saw a Glory Hole the other day at Greenfield Village, because that's the hot hole they stick the glass in when they're doing glass blowing. Oh my god! Yeah, so that's another thing. So that's where they got the name from, was from the glass blowing places. Because if you stick your dick in that hole, it's gonna be hot.
Okay, new topic. I'll start. We all love to hate Steven Seagal, correct?
I don't know. Have you heard his music?
I don't know. He's a fucking ripping guitar player.
Well, no, the one song where he's doing like dance hall reggae singing.
Yeah.
And he talks about the punani and everything.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I saw it
Steven
recently.
Seagal.
It was really bad. Okay, so it's safe to say that we loved some of his early movies, but we're not like big fans of his, other than to make fun of him.
Well, the thing is, problem always comes when you believe your own hype.
Yeah,
And he did.
He thought because he beat people up in movies that he could beat people up for real.
It
Yeah.
wasn't.
And basically his style of martial arts, like the average person like me that's not trained in anything, he'd probably beat the shit out of me.
right.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything. But like if you know like MMA or kickboxing or any like legitimate style of fighting, you'll beat the fuck out of Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
And you're an athletic person. He is big. He's like 6'5".
He's a big guy.
So I'm not saying
Oh,
that
is he that tall?
Yeah,
I
I'm
just-
not,
I
I'm not
never
saying
knew
that the average guy can go and wail on Steven Seagal. I'm not suggesting that. Well, maybe he's kind of old now.
Yeah, now
But
they could.
But when he's in his prime, if you knew how to, or if you were a wrestler, if you were like a collegiate wrestler, you'd take him down and beat the fuck out of him. But there's just they have the Steven Seagal is delusional. Just YouTube
Oh,
Steven
yeah.
Seagal is
Oh yeah,
delusional.
yeah, I've seen it.
And and Rob Schneider, he's like, okay, so he came up to me. He's like, I just read the greatest script I've ever read in my life. He goes, and Rob's like, oh yeah, really? Who wrote it? He goes, I did. He's talking about how great his own script was.
Yeah,
For one, it was like,
I remember.
It was like for Under
I've
Siege
seen it.
2 or
yeah,
something.
I've seen that clip that with Rob Rob.
Yeah, and then he roughed up John Leguizamo, and John Leguizamo's like, he's like, yeah, he fucking pinned my head. You know when they were filming that executive decision.
Yeah.
He goes, he pinned my fucking head against the wall, and he's like, oh yeah, he's a tough guy. He's like, I don't know that. He goes, but he's like 6'5", and I'm like not. So
Yeah, he's like five.
He's like 5'6".
He's like
yeah,
5'6".
Yeah, he's like. So I was just like, all right, dude, what the fuck
Oh,
are you
yeah.
doing? You know, like.
Yeah, he started when he started doing like he was going out and doing like stand up again. He fucking started ripping on him. He started fucking doing a whole little bit about fucking Steven Seagal, like just ripping on him, like how he acts and like when he's on the set and shit.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing about martial arts, and there was a guy that I've talked about him before, but he went off YouTube for whatever reason, but his name was the Pink Man.
Yeah.
Basically just a white guy. But he called himself the Pink Man, and he exposed martial arts frauds,
Yeah.
Frank Dukes.
all these guys.
Yeah.
And he did a Steven Seagal one, obviously. And basically, martial arts, like, it was part fighting art and part esoteric bullshit.
Yeah.
Like almost religious shit.
Like ninjutsu.
Like there's people that I'm just saying, don't come in, that like still think Bruce Lee is the toughest guy ever lived.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee was like 135, 140 pounds.
Dude,
Now, he beat the fuck out of me,
yeah.
but like someone that knows what they're doing, like a guy,
He
even
get his fucking face kicked.
yeah,
in.
even a guy his size, like Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse would fucking take
Mighty
him down
Mouse
to
is
wail on him.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about a lot of fighters.
Yeah.
But like Rogan talked about him, and I didn't know who he was, and I looked him up, and I watched like some clips of his fights. Holy fuck!
He's a hummingbird.
Yeah.
With fucking arms and legs.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what he is.
I mean,
And,
he was so fucking fast.
Yeah, and Henry Cejudo, all these dudes that are the size of Bruce.
They would have kicked the fuck
they'd
out
have beat
of him.
Now, I will credit Bruce Lee for what separates Bruce from the rest of those guys. He knew that styles were like bullshit. Like, hey, I am Hapkido or I am Kenpo. He knew like whatever works.
Yeah.
That's what you should like. If you know something, so if you can just beat everybody up by like not boxing and knocking them out, then okay, you're the toughest guy. It doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
Tomorrow Tank Abbott came along. Now he didn't become an all-time great in the UFC.
No.
When he first came along, though, people didn't want to accept that just some mean dude that punched people and was a bully was winning. They always wanted to be like, oh, it's an old man on a hill that had all this knowledge.
They made him change his. They made him change his classification because he was like, oh, I'm a bar fighter, and they're like, no. So he just called himself a pit fighter.
Yeah.
But he would go to the bars and get fucked up and fight people.
Well,
get people fucking.
Because it's a hard thing to accept that a dude like John Jones, who's I think he's kind of calming down now and becoming a more decent person, but but no one wants to accept that an asshole like John Jones is probably the toughest guy that ever lived.
Yeah.
People don't want to accept it.
Yeah.
Like because in your mind it's like, oh, it's got to be someone nicer, someone better, someone who's got a better outlook on life. No, it's John Jones. John Jones will beat us all up. And we have to deal with it mentally. You have to turn that corner mentally.
I don't think I'm thinking like the baddest motherfucker in the world is going to be an asshole. That's the way I look at it. I'm like, like we were talking about all the different like fucking forms, like Bruce Lee saying, like realizing that. Yeah, dude, I remember when I was a teenager, there was like a fucking ninjutsu place everywhere, and it was bullshit. It wasn't even a real martial art.
Yeah.
It was fucking like some bullshit name that somebody threw out there and fucking.
You user body.
Dude, it was fucking, like I think about, what's his name? You ever see the movie High Fidelity?
Yeah, I did.
What's his fucking name? Tim Robbins plays the ponytailed new boyfriend.
Yeah.
That she's living with, and he walks around in like a fucking robe all the time and shit, and he's all Mr. Calm and shit. And I go, but that's what I always pictured. Like some of these guys were like, like trying to like teach people how to do nothing,
Yeah. And that's pretty much a good way to describe it.
Yeah, teach
Because
him nothing.
If the toughest dude is just the guy who's most athletic and knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not some guy that studied the four winds and worships on the hill, and that's not the toughest guy.
No.
John Jones, the reason he's the toughest guy ever lived to date, because he has two brothers in the fucking NFL, so he has their athletic ability, and he started wrestling when he was young.
Oh, I didn't know he had brothers in the NFL.
Yeah, Chandler Jones is his brother.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's Chandler.
And,
There's
Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur and Chandler.
Chandler and Arthur. That's his. Those are his brothers.
I didn't know that.
So he has that athletic ability, and the reason he didn't play football because they were more athletic than him,
Yeah.
and he thought he sucked. He's like, well, I'm not as good. I'll go wrestle, I guess. And he was kind of skinnier. He was always, his name was Bones because he was tall and skinny.
Yep.
But he got better and better, and he got bigger and bigger, and now he's beating everybody up.
Yeah.
And and I think Chandler was said in an interview, he's like, "Oh, I'd beat John up, but I haven't trained in a while." He's like,
Chuck Norris is legit. He's a straight up he's true martial arts.
He's no Steven Seagal.
No.
Chuck Norris actually competed.
Yeah.
He did.
Not only did he
Dominated.
yeah.
There's people that actually competed. On top of it, Chuck Norris was like, was actual special forces in the military.
Yeah.
Can actually kill you.
Yeah.
Like he has military training and there's a different thing.
I saw the Missing in Action movie.
Like when
No,
people,
he was in the actual military.
But like when people talk about when they make the little jokes like Chuck Norris has got a fist under that beard, stuff like that. Those are like all that stuff. Like those are all compliments because like Chuck Norris is truly a badass motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard he's got a fist under that beard. Yeah, he probably does because he's a bad motherfucker.
And he was friends with the Gracies back in the day, and he trained with them.
Yep.
He learned what they had to teach.
Yep.
Because he was like, okay. He locked up with him, like, all right, you're beating the hell out of me. You got to teach me this. I don't know what is this.
Yep.
Like,
Well, and I think, and a lot of people don't realize is how much he really depended on his total gym to keep himself in shape.
him and Christy Brinkley.
Christy Brinkley. Well, he worked for Christy Brinkley.
Well, then, like the commercials he did in the last few years, it's him and his wife doing it.
Yeah. Christy Brinkley doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah. But like his wife's like in great shape.
Here's the thing I have to say about here's for me between Steven Seagal and Chuck Norris is I don't like Steven Seagal, but his first 4 or 5 movies, maybe 6 movies, are so much better than Chuck Norris's movies.
Chuck Norris's movies are bad,
So
terrible.
Above the Law, Marked for Death, Hard to Kill, Out for Justice, and both Under Siege movies are so the first 6 big movies he made are, in my opinion, all great. Not great, but good movies. Chuck Norris, I can't tell you one movie he made that was besides Sidekicks.
Sidekicks, yeah.
Or Joe Piscopo.
Who are you?
Besides Sidekicks.
Do I even know you? No, yeah.
Sidekicks obviously is great, but that's one movie. But his other ones like Hero and the Terror, Lone Wolf McQuaid's not bad. It just I don't know what it was.
Missing in Action, not good.
I mean, they were
No,
all
he Chuck Norris's movies and TV stuff was only it was okay.
Yeah.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
It wasn't bad. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
It was
Like
only okay.
like Neil talks about the thing with like on Sunday him and his mom they make dinner together and then they watch Walker because it's on like they only got like antenna TV.
Yeah.
He's like Walker's on like there's like 6 channels that has Walker on Sunday.
Our grandmother
And that is
loved.
just fucking going right into Chuck's pocket.
Oh.
Every time it's
every
played.
time.
Our grandmother, our dad's mother would have absolutely loved Walker Texas Ranger.
She did love Walker, Texas Ranger.
Was it on when she?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh
that.
yeah. I stayed at her house and watched it with her at one point.
Dude, Walker was like the ultimate freedom fighter. Like he's fighting the IRA,
It got
KKK.
It got especially in the later
fucking,
seasons. It was on for 11 seasons, guys.
Like if he were alive now, he'd be going after Antifa,
Chuck
Trump
Norris.
supporter. He'd be going after like
Chuck Norris doesn't teabag; he potato sacks.
That's great.
But he was always going after these highly dangerous organizations.
Oh yeah,
Like yeah.
Well, like
Mujahideen, you name it.
I just remember people saying like, yeah, dude, it's like kind of getting pretty bad when Walker's got to fucking constantly every fucking week he's got to save that fucking broad of his.
It started in '93. It was the first year.
Oh, I thought it was like started in like the late '90s and went.
No,
into,
I definitely watched.
What was the
it at her
deputy
house.
name? The black guy.
Trevette.
Trevette, yeah.
Yeah.
Deputy Trevette.
He's dead.
Is he really?
He died.
Ooh.
but Walker's still alive, and
Well,
everybody
I'd hit
else.
dethroned if I could reach it over there. but-
He,
He
yeah,
died about a year ago.
yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
dude.
He was also Sundown in Top Gun.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
was him.
Yeah.
Same
Clarence
guy.
Gill.
Yeah, he was
Hard.
he was pretty young when he died.
Well, yeah. The early 60s.
Yeah, he was only in his early 60s.
Yeah.
That is
Was
pretty
it?
young.
Wasn't he like teaching or something when he died?
He's an acting teacher
Yeah.
at like UNLV or something,
Yeah, right.
This-
So-
which is Michigan's next opponent, UNLV.
No, is it?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't watch the game today. I was busy working with wood.
Under Siege is a great film. Under Siege 2 is actually a very entertaining film. It's not as good as Under Siege, but
Under Siege is a good movie, though.
Under Siege is a really good movie.
Yeah.
Not even just
the
Steven
Honorable
Seagal
Gary
movie.
Busey.
Yeah,
It's-
butter sausage.
I mean,
we're at that time.
I love Gary Busey in that movie.
Oh yeah.
I like how he's like a total turncoat. He had the Russian outfit on.
Yeah,
Eric Kalaniak.
Oh, for sure. Like
Perfect natural tits.
coming out of
It's,
the cake. My God,
Above the Law.
that was my first movie I remember ever seeing Tommy Lee Jones in. Was Under
Yep.
Siege.
Me too. I think.
Murray pretended to be crazy when he.
Oh
Yeah.
no, he
Like,
was
you're
in.
trying to
What was he in the 80s?
Well, he's in Coal Miner's Daughter. wasn't
That's what I saw him in first, but I didn't know who he was.
he? I didn't know who he was
When
either.
I saw him in Under Siege, that was the first time I saw him
because
that I
had-
remembered.
I hadn't seen The Fugitive yet.
No,
yeah, I never saw
Now,
it.
The Fugitive, I definitely saw, but I retroactively the first movie I seen him in, but I didn't remember it. But I watched it like later, and I was holy shit because I remember seeing it as a kid. I was like, Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, I never
And
saw it.
well, they were at the Hanoi Hilton being tortured by the Viet Cong.
Yep.
And when they came up, basically the one guy who played the second Bad News Bears movie, he was their coach. Not Walter Matthau, but the second
William
movie.
Devane.
William Devane.
Oh, yeah.
And he played the main character in Rolling Thunder. And when he came back from Vietnam, there was a big town parade for him because he'd fucking been tortured. Like he's basically John McCain. Think of John McCain.
Yeah.
But they made a movie about him.
Yep.
And he hadn't been a senator. But anyway, he came back home. Anyway, they gave him the town donated him a shit ton of silver dollars. Like I don't know why, but they did.
Yeah.
So these fucking thug gang wanted them silver dollars.
Yeah, because why
And they
wouldn't
fucking
you?
broke into the house, killed his family, put his hand in the garbage disposal, chopped his hand up in the garbage
He'll
disposal.
tear it up.
So he had a hook hand.
Yeah.
From
well,
the-
now they're dead.
So and the basic movie obviously is about getting the revenge.
Oh well.
Of course.
So he putzed
So
around for a couple
tasty.
months, obviously but he'd been so fucked up with PTSD that his family being killed was only like just more of the same.
yeah.
Like he just had been dealt with so much, he was just numb at this point. So he finds out that the guys that killed his family, he finds out where they are, and he's like, he's got to find his buddy that was also in the Hanoi Hilton with him, and it was Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh.
And he's like, and Tommy Lee Jones is just sitting there because he meets up, he calls him, he's like, hey, can I come over? And he drove, I don't know where across the country to see his friend. And Tommy Lee Jones, and they're just sitting there eating real quiet. It's a perfect scene. They're eating real quietly, just eating their steak. And he's like, I found the men that killed my family. And Tommy Lee Jones just smiles. And he goes and gets his gun.
Yep.
Like he doesn't say anything. He just
gets out and gets a gun.
He's just sitting there cutting his steak up. He's like, I found the men that killed my family. He's like,
He
Let's
stops
go.
eating. Let's go get it.
he smiled
What's it
because
Rolling Thunder?
yeah,
I'm gonna
and because
watch
he's
it.
excited. Like I get to kill people again.
Yeah, yeah.
he's
like, sweet.
he's like, oh wait, I miss this feeling.
You should have never tortured me. I'm gonna kill everybody in my way.
Yeah,
now.
but so he's like, I get that old war feeling again. You know, it was an awesome scene.
I have never seen Rolling Thunder.
It's a good movie. All right, I gotta pee again.
It's actually got really good reviews too.
Oh, I didn't even see because Jay made the comment about I'll start. We all love to hate Steven Seagal, correct? Then he writes he's such a psychopath that he's an enigma,
Yeah.
like a car accident you have to look at. That's a good way to. That's really good way to look at it with him.
I like I said, I know his first 5
His
or 6
music's
movies.
amazing.
His first 5 or 6 movies aren't Under Siege is a great movie, but the other ones are not great films, but they are incredibly entertaining to me.
Above the Law, Hard to Kill,
Marked for Death.
Justice, Marked for Death, and Out for Justice,
and then both Under Siege.
I love those movies.
And I love Executive Decision. He's in that. Kurt Russell.
He's only in it very short, isn't
That's
he?
my favorite part.
Yeah,
My favorite part of the
gets
movie is that he
killed, like-
dies in the first 19 minutes of the
Yeah,
movie. or some
right,
shit.
right.
Love that. It's actually a little bit more than that, but still, he gets sucked right out of that stealth that's connecting to the passenger plane.
Well, you know he didn't write that movie.
Hell no. But I guess they paid him about $1 million to die in that movie,
Yeah.
so he took it.
Yeah.
That's another one. That's the movie itself is a decent movie, but the best part is Seagal getting sucked out.
Right.
So, but Under Siege 2 is underrated. It's not great, but it's definitely entertaining. And I
actually
had a
saw
big
that, too.
crush on Katherine Heigl at that point, and it just further reinforced that crush I had on her.
Right.
So thank you, Steven Seagal, for making that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But that was at the point where like it was one of those movies where like we're never gonna be able to beat the terrorists and stuff. And it was like, hold on a second. Casey Ryback's on that train. They're like, Casey fucking Ryback. They said it so many times in that movie. I'm like, all right, I guess he's really good, but
Wait, what
Yeah.
are you saying? I'm saying Casey Ryback's on there.
Casey fucking Ryback.
Holy shit.
And then when the terrorists find out, it's like, yeah, we got to list. He wasn't listed at first, but he's here. His name is Casey Ryback. And one guy's like, Casey fucking Ryback. And he just kept on saying it over and over again.
It was like the difference between
All
a sk-
mercenaries know who Casey fucking Ryback is.
They all know him.
All of them.
A cook on a fucking ship.
Well, yeah, but he was kept there as a courtesy.
Yeah, I
he was,
know.
he was friends with the admiral.
Yeah, I know.
My favorite movie is for them is Out for Justice because William Forsythe is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's fucking awesome.
yeah. I love
Like,
that.
the guy gets his leg. Oh, you blew my leg off.
Above the Law with him and Pam Grier is decent. He plays
Hard
apparently
to kill.
Well, I only love Above the Law because it's like he's a Chicago cop named Nico. It's like the most Italian name ever. And as far as I know, Seagal is not
No,
Italian.
No.
But his name in it is like one of the most Italian names
I think
you
he's
could have.
I think he's Russian Jew actually.
I have to look it out. But
Well, he has a
but then also Pam Grier, she looks hot.
he has an honorary citizenship in Russia.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Well, I know he's Russian.
Like Vladimir loves him.
Does
like
he
he
really?
goes over there and
Oh,
does.
have you seen his movies?
Yeah.
They're great.
They love his movies. He loves his movies, but he loves like
Oh.
he went over up just a few years ago. He was hanging out over there, and I think that's when he got his like honorary citizenship.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That'd be. I wish a dictator liked Radio Underground
Yeah. Right.
to bring us over there. Like,
Hey,
sit
fuck yeah.
down.
I'd be like, fuck yeah, man.
Make us talk while they're fucking women or harems
people
around
would be
us.
like, what about the Ukrainians? Fuck them.
His name is
They're
Mike,
terrorists.
Do a dethrone for that guy I killed last week. Do a dethrone.
Yeah. Hey, I killed that other Vladimir guy. I was like, yeah, yes,
That'd be awesome, actually.
I want you
that'd
to
be
do
so
a
fucking-
dethrone for Ukraine
Yeah.
right now.
Just don't hurt me. Oh, yeah.
He'd be like, a man tried to run against me. I poisoned him last week.
Just keep hitting the dethrone button.
We're just sitting around with fucking Vlad watching him laugh because we're dethroning fucking
Everybody
hundreds
hates.
and thousands of people.
That'd be so great.
His name is Nico Toscani.
Nico Toscani.
Nico Toscani. And you guys want to hear the synopsis? Just real quick, I just thought the first sentence was funny. Nico Toscani, a former CIA agent, a keto expert, and hard as nails Chicago police sergeant. There you go. That's all you need to know about that movie.
I don't need anything else.
Just watch it.
And,
no, there's more. He was a covert agent trained in Vietnam. He has a master 6-degree black belt in Aikido and family in the mafia. He's a cop with an attitude.
Out for Justice, he was also Italian.
Yeah. But he was like
Yes.
Mason Storm and Hard to Kill.
Yeah.
Mason Storm. It was like, that's fake.
That's
no
like-
one has that name for real.
That's like Stallone levels of name.
Yeah, it really is.
Stallone and is naming Mason the Line Dixon.
John Spartan.
John Spartan. Or any of his Apollo Creed.
Or Lincoln Hawk, right? Was that it from Over the Top?
Lincoln Hawks.
Yeah, Lincoln Hawks.
Bull Hurley was his main.
Yeah.
And then
Where are you getting these names from?
Yeah,
Sly?
he was born here?
Yeah, in Lansing.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Oh, yeah. He's Serbian, Russian, American.
remember the guy that Tommy Gunn beat was Union Kane.
Yeah, Mason Dixon was in
Union Kane.
Union Kane and I don't remember which one it was. One of the guys they fought was Mason Dixon.
Mason the Lion. That was Antonio Tarver's character.
Yeah, that's right.
So the
Come on.
action movie names are the best.
Oh yeah,
They
without a
come up
doubt.
with they come up with some good ones.
I was trying to think of one of them. I cannot find what it was, but I don't know, man. I miss those movies from the 80s and 90s.
Well, the thing was is like they didn't overthink it. They're like, all right, we're putting this together and it's going to be good because the action and the violence and the people getting their legs cut off, that's what's going to make it.
Yeah, the stuff that makes no sense. That
Now, I can't remember the movie. His name was something Stone.
who?
Seagal.
Oh,
I guess you win the Oscar tonight, Stone, or something. He fucking, or maybe a Storm.
well, like I said, that was Marked for Death. Was his character's name was John Hatcher, so it wasn't that one.
There was one where he kills like 8 people in a liquor store. Okay.
Oh, that was Hard to Kill. The
Yeah,
guy,
well-
guy's like, he's like, I'll cut your heart out. He's like, come on, my heart out. Come on.
Yeah.
Doesn't even say the words.
Yeah. Hard to Kill. He kills about 8 people in the fucking, and then he goes home and makes love to his wife.
Yeah.
He's like, no PTSD, no like I gotta
He was
like.
just snapping arms backwards.
Yeah, and he goes home with his like chocolates and like he said, dude,
Here's
anybody
your roses. Let's fuck.
did anybody that kills like one person, I don't care if they're in the military, they're I'm not saying they're necessarily in a ball crying, but
his name
they're not gonna
Alfred-
go home like it's normal either.
Right.
You were right about his name being Italian and out for justice. It's Gino Felino.
Gino.
Oh
Fellino.
yeah. I remember him. I remember
so
him
bad.
being Gino.
I like William Forsythe.
Yeah.
Yet again, dyed his hair jet black.
Yeah. William Forsythe is one of the most underrated actors of the 90s.
He was even good in Ace Deuce Bigelow.
Oh, yeah. He's great in Deuce
He's
Bigelow.
like, you see this little dick? It's like a Twizzler, man. His character was always fun.
So underrated.
But I could bust your ass.
Yeah, but Steven Seagal movies, it doesn't get much better than that. If you have a film festival, those first 6 movies he made, basically, boom.
Hollywood needs to recapture this magic. Like it's like, dude, people on YouTube are outpacing you. You got to come up with better shit.
I don't need all the continuity and connections to other characters in the universe and backstory. I need very little backstory. I just want shit to start happening now.
Make some standalone shit.
Yeah,
Hour and a half long.
perfect.
It's a fucking like munching down a chocolate bar, right? You get what you want. You get your violence.
Yep.
You get a nice looking woman. Him and her
Yep.
Yeah.
killing people, tits. It's what
Yeah.
you need.
Yeah.
You don't have to overcomplicate anything.
No. It's just, I mean, simple, quick, hour 45.
The reason the 80s and 90s action movies ruled because it wasn't overthought. It was just
Right.
like it was a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Yeah. Is it the best food there is? No. But you munch it down, you enjoy it for
Right.
what it is.
You know, when they made like fun of some of those movies, like what was not the first one, but the second, Hot Shots, where they made fun of like the Rambo movies and the action movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Even that was better than the shit we get now. It's like they're making fun of that, but they're actually playing homage to it, and it still looks better than anything you make now.
Yeah, they just the people. I think another thing. I think maybe because like you can make even me if I had any kind of work ethic, which I don't.
Yeah.
I can make decent something on my Mac.
Probably
I don't have time. I don't have the drive.
you don't have the vision. Literally,
But I think people that
'Cause your
like
vision's
that made
messed
people that made films in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
I think it was just like their obsession. I'm gonna, you know what, dude. I got 90 minutes to fucking give you an orgasm.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it to you. It might not be Citizen Kane.
Yep.
But I'm gonna give you. You're gonna get off.
Right.
That's
You're
why,
gonna get off by the time I'm done making this shit.
That's why.
And that's all that matters.
when those Expendables movies came out, I was so happy because although when it got to the third one, I was like, yeah. The first two though were just like throwback shit.
Yeah. There's just it's
we're
what you
blowing
need.
shit up, and we're killing people badly, and blowing them apart. And there's who cares about dialogue or any of that stuff, even though it
Well,
was
it was like the like if Jay were here, the Fast and Furious stuff.
yeah.
That's kind of a throwback. That's like we're not trying to make you like great, like well thought out thespian cinema.
No.
This is like okay. Do you want to see people doing crazy shit
Yeah.
and you want to be entertained? We're gonna fucking entertain you. It's not gonna be the fucking. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be art house.
No.
But you're gonna like it.
That's the first two Expendables, and I don't know. Part 4 comes out in a couple weeks, but I don't know about that. But it's all it was. It's just a bunch of action people fighting, blowing shit up,
Yeah.
over the top shit.
Well,
There we go.
It's like when they made the best worst movie ever about Troll 2.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff that's bad is just bad. Bad food's bad. Bad this is bad. Bad whatever. But a bad movie doesn't have to be bad.
No.
If you can find something about it that entertains you, makes you want to see it, it doesn't have to be. It can be entertaining.
That's literally what I do every weekend. When I leave here, I'm going home, and I'm going to turn on Tubi TV because they have all kinds of old crap like that.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to watch some action movies.
That's how I
that
found
make
out
no
about
sense.
Steel Dawn.
Yeah, Steel Dawn, Red Dawn.
Yep.
Then you make one more Dawn.
So I'm gonna give you guys another one.
They can't.
See
Swayze's gone, man.
See if you can find this. It's called Gladiator, but not the boxing.
Cuba
Gladiator.
Gooding and the white guy.
Not that Gladiator. That Gladiator's good.
The boxing one?
The boxing Gladiator is decent,
Yeah.
but there's one called Gladiator, and it's not the Gladiator with
Russell Crowe either?
No, it's
No,
the
Russell
first
Crowe.
Gladiator I remember, and it was a guy that had like a Chevelle or some sort of muscle car, and he was avenging his brother's death.
Wow.
Someone and his brother was killed by him, and it was racing, like driving, kind of not quite the Wraith level of,
Dude,
paranormal.
The Wraith's so awesome though.
But the Wraith is also great.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like that, and he's trying to find the guy that killed his fucking brother. And I remember it was called Gladiator. Probably came out in like 1984 or something. Who fucking knows when it was made? But I remember seeing it. It was called Gladiator.
So a little
And he put a fucking like ram cage on the front of his muscle car to avenge the truck guy that killed his brother.
Ken Wall and Nancy Allen are in it.
Oh.
And Robert Culp.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Well, there you go.
And Forsyth. Rosemary Forsyth.
Oh yeah, come on.
so a little update on
And it was actually a Charger. They used a couple of the old General Lees
really
and made the cars.
Sweet.
Okay. So what year is it from?
86.
So I knew it was back. And he was avenging. A dude in a truck killed his brother.
A road warrior vigilante avenges his brother's death at the hands of a crazy motorist by using his souped-up pickup, well, it says pickup, to apprehend drunken drivers and others who abuse their driving privileges.
So you know what? I might got it back in my mind. The Charger might have been the evil guy. The Gladiator was the truck. I'm sorry.
Oh, either way, it's so awesome.
The Charger was the bad guy. Now that I
The
think
bad
of
guy's name is Skull.
it. Skull. So he's like a Packard Bell type.
I gotta find it.
He's a Packard Bell type. I'm telling you, people.
I'm sorry, Alan. What were you saying before I interrupted you?
You didn't.
Everything was better when we were younger. We're not just old. I'm telling you, everything was better.
I was going to give you a little update that, you know how I was saying Seagal had Russian citizenship?
Yeah.
Serbian and Russian citizenship since 2016.
Sweet.
And he considered Vladimir Putin one of the great world leaders of all time.
The Gladiators on Tubi.
No
Oh,
way.
fucking for real?
Sweet.
I'm watching it.
Watching
tonight.
review for next week. Review for next week. The Gladiator.
Oh, it's on Prime Video also.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it really is. I mean, Tubi's free. You can just download it, but
I'll just watch it on
yeah,
Prime.
it's on Prime.
Sweet.
Watching it.
I'm going to grab another beer real quick.
I'm gonna
But yeah,
watch it.
Think about the Gladiator. Not Gladiator. The Gladiator.
It's got Ken Wall, who was in movies, He's Taking a Beverly Hills.
He was in a TV show.
The
Wise Guy.
wise guy.
Yeah, it was in the 80s.
He
That was
in
like
a-
one
he
of
was-
his first things.
He was in a greaser gang fight movie back in like the early 80s called The Wanderers, I think it's called.
Yeah, he was in like a lot of shit back in like a lot of people thought that he was going to be the next up and coming like big time like stud actor, you know,
Yeah.
because he was a good looking dude and
Yeah.
you know.
Thick eyebrows.
Yeah, and he's like he was in like a
He was, I don't know if you ever saw it, The Taking of Beverly Hills, where he played a football star and they faked a chemical attack in Beverly Hills and they're like evacuating everybody, but it was actually just a robbery. and he found out about it. So using his football skills, he had to take out the
No.
terrorists.
I got to see that one.
Wait, what?
That came out in theaters. That was a high budget movie.
What was it?
The Taking of Beverly Hills.
That was
Holy shit.
And he had like the mullet hair still at that point. But
Ken
like,
Wall.
Ken Wall, and they're
Yeah.
like doing stuff, and he had to fight off the terrorists and stuff. But he used his football skills. I say that he did tackle some people and did some stuff, but he was a quarterback. So like he had the Molotov cocktails, and it shows him using his arm, like bombing shit.
I'm like looking at this, like all these pictures.
Because
of
a
this
firearm
dude.
would not have been more effective.
I'm looking at like all the pictures.
You need a
of this.
literal firearm.
They've
That's
got
part of
him-
that from the trailer. He's like, and they're like, the Taking of Beverly Hills. I was thinking the trailer.
They've got like pictures of him, like he's all clean cut and like,
Yeah.
you know, then he's got greaser look, and then he's got long hair and a beard, and like every single picture, he
Yeah.
looks like amazing. What a fucking asshole.
I hate that dude.
Beautiful man.
Yeah, like every picture, I'm like, dude, you even look good in a fucking Fordham sweatshirt with a fucking big old beard and long hair, dude.
Yeah.
And he's holding a basketball. I'm like, dude, you even look like a stud there, you fucking loser. fucking hate
Fucking
you.
amazing.
Yeah, The Wanderers was one. It was like a greaser gang fight movie.
All
They all
right.
fought like a big, huge fight at the end on the football field in the rain and shit.
That's his first film, 1979.
Yeah,
Then he
I'm going to check that out.
Then he was in Running Scared.
he was in Fort Apache, the Bronx.
So we did Cherry 2000 this week. Next week, The Gladiator.
I'll watch it.
The Gladiator.
So it's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi or on Prime Video.
I don't know if I have Prime Video.
If you have Prime, you have Prime Video. You just got to download it.
Well, like I told you and you guys' other brother, I was like, I have Prime and I have Peacock by accident.
yeah.
And I want free shipping, so that's why I have Prime Video.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I want, and because I have Comcast, I have fucking Peacock. So
Yep.
Well, I got Prime TV set up because I what is it? What football is on? Is
Oh,
it
yeah,
Thursday
there's
Thursday
night?
Andy's last. I can't read it. Obviously, my eyes.
Chuck Norris doesn't teabag, he potato sacks.
Okay,
It's the same comment.
It's I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I'm just going
Double,
by length.
wait, he was on Double Dare.
Who was?
6 episodes of the TV series Double Dare starring Billy D. Williams.
Ken Wall?
Yeah, he was on 6 episodes with him.
When you said Double Dare, I thought you meant the kids' game show. Double
With
Dare.
Billy D. No, that's what I mean. It was on. It's some TV show from the '80s with Billy D. Williams. Man,
He was in a
Oh,
movie
shit.
where him and this guy had to infiltrate a cult to get the guy's daughter back, or maybe it was his daughter. I can't remember.
it was on 7 episodes, one on
I
air.
can't remember what it was called. I think it was this one, Omega Syndrome.
Omega Syndrome. Like, all right, see on here,
That movie wasn't as good as I thought it was going to
it's
be.
in red.
AKA,
That means there's nothing about it, really.
yeah, there's not much
creative
about it.
Yeah.
His daughter gets abducted, and he has to infiltrate the cult to get her back.
Yeah, like there's no notes to it or nothing. It's just, yeah.
I watched it one night. I'm like, this looks interesting, and it was okay. Wasn't as good as I thought. It was The Gladiator.
The Taking
It was
of
no The
Beverly Hills, dude.
The Gladiator.
Oh, wait, this is a fucking, man, that's got a seriously great lineup in it.
What the Omega?
The Taking of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Matt Frewer.
Was Harley Jane Kozak?
Yeah. Robert Davi.
Yeah.
Also features Pam Anderson.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
What?
Robert Davi, nice.
I remember it.
Yeah.
I watched it at Rob's
The
house.
Telly Brothers.
I watched it at Rob's house because we watched something else, and the trailer for that was on the end of that one movie or beginning of that movie. We got to watch that, and we had seen commercials for it. We watched it, and I remember thinking, this is not as good as I thought it was going to be.
Dude, Lee
And then
Ving's in that movie?
I watched it like 10 years later. I'm like, yeah. I remember I looked that up before. I was like, that's the guy from
Lee Ving's in Fear, dude.
Fear, yeah.
Yeah, he's the fucking lead guy of Fear.
He did quite a few acting roles.
I didn't know that.
And I watched it like 10 years later. I'm like, man, this is really it's not even as good as I remember it not being back then when I watched it. But it's cheesy. But I remember Harley Jane Kozak in it because I had just seen her in Necessary Roughness
Such a great movie.
with her and Scott Bakula.
Yeah, such
and
a great
Sinbad.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she was like one of those
Kathy Ireland.
Kathy Ireland's in it. But Harley Jane Kozak was another one of those late 80s, early 90s ones that was in.
Is it
She never-
Jason Bateman or Justin?
Jason Bateman was in it.
Jason Bateman, yeah.
He played the rich kid who never actually went to class, and when he finally had started going.
Yeah.
Oh, and what?
Hector
yeah.
Elizondo.
Because
or
Ed
whatever the fuck his name was.
Gennaro wouldn't let anybody get away with anything. That was Hector Elizondo's character.
Yeah.
and he had a heart attack.
Yeah,
And
it was indigestion.
was indigestion. The Karate Guy. I love Necessary Roughness. Necessary Roughness is one of my
yeah,
favorite.
I love that movie.
Coach meltdown scenes are pretty good. Necessary Roughness had a good one when the assistant coach
Robert Loggia.
Yeah, Robert
What
Loggia.
he's like,
Robert
we gotta
Loggia.
rip. He goes, you gotta rip their fucking heads off and shit down their necks.
Yep.
Let us pray.
Yeah, I love that movie.
And the thing was, like he told him, like,
Yeah.
don't do the thing where you like, we got to win for me. It's kind of thing. He's like, and he goes, his last words.
Yeah.
Like he
wasn't even dead. He was like,
He walks in with like the clipboard and he's like looking and he just throws it down and goes off, right?
Yeah.
He did the thing like he died.
Yeah.
I remember I
That's
saw
hilarious.
that. I saw it at the Roseville like twice, and then watched it a bunch on VHS. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in a few years now, but
Yeah.
those are the best movies from that time frame.
Yeah. Because there's so much gold on Cinemax.
Yeah.
There's so much fucking gold on Cinemax, and it is. And I know we've talked about it zillions of times. It's almost like our podcast should just be about that Cinemax.
Just-
Like we probably
it should.
we just change our podcast. We're about we're talking about Cinemax all day.
Not the softcore porn, but the action movie part.
Yeah, and it was always good.
Yep.
It was always entertaining, and it was like cheaply made.
Yep. You always
And
see a good Billy Blanks movie or something.
Billy Blanks, a lot of the old fucking, and it still breaks my heart to this day, and I've talked about it 80 times, I'm going to bring it up again. Don the Dragon Wilson was trying to get these guys together, Matthias Hughes, because he's friends with Matthias Hughes and
Yep.
all these Billy Blanks, they're all his friends, and he's like, we wanted to do a B-rate fucking Expendables.
Yep.
Like the Expendables is the high-budget guys,
Yep.
we were the B-rate guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, if Don put that together,
Telling you,
it
man.
would be the fucking amazing.
Telling you. And you could actually have, because Dolph Lundgren's in the A version, but he could also be in the B version.
Yeah, he qualifies for both. He's
Yes.
one of the few that can swing in and out.
Yeah.
Norris technically can.
Yeah. And he was in the third, one of the Expendables movies. I think it
Yeah.
was the second one.
Or you could even have like a A guy that's probably their friend that would be the bad guy in the B one. Like, I'm the guy from the A.
Yeah.
So I'll be the guy you come kill.
Telling you.
You could do so much with that. But
That's the other thing is
Sasha Mitchell, they're all around.
put him in it. Why not?
They're all still alive.
Yeah.
That's the other stretches. The late 80s, early 90s Dolph Lundgren stuff is so good too. I Come in Peace is one of my favorite movies.
Absolutely. Also,
fantastic.
Matthias Hughes is also in that.
Jay Billis.
Yeah.
What's the
Red Scorpion.
the one with Sasha Mitchell? What is this? The
All the
movies?
kickboxer movies.
Kickboxer movies.
Yeah.
And he was
there's
also
like-
in Step by Step.
Right, but like so was there any other kickboxer? Because like was there like 4 or 5 of those?
He made like three or four himself.
Everyone except for the first one is him.
Yeah.
Okay, because
Because the first one's Van Damme.
whatever it was I saw
And then it's him after.
the other night on one of the TV channels. Like I was flipping through like the antenna channels. It was like a part 4 or part 5,
Yeah.
and he was in it. It had to be kickboxer then.
It definitely was. Because it got to a point where he was just like, I'm done with like the kickboxing. He just had like guns and shit.
Yeah, he like
But it was a kickboxing
he was
movie.
he was on the I saw a good hour-long interview with him of the Honorable Rick Drayson, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I can't dethrone from here again. But he's Sasha Mitchell doesn't do the martial arts training anymore. He's just huge and he bodybuilds.
He bodybuilds
He's
us all.
fucking massive, but now I mean, he's like
Massive.
250 pounds.
He's a relatively tall guy too, so I mean
Yeah.
he's a big guy.
But he said he just he doesn't do the martial arts. He's just trying to like lift. It's just like a hobby. He just enjoys lifting weights.
Yeah.
So that's what he's doing. And Don Wilson was on Rick Drayson talking about the B-rate thing
Yeah.
that he wanted to do, the B-rate Expendables. And I just would give anything for that to be fucking made.
Oh,
I'm telling
yeah.
you.
Bolo Yang's still alive, man. And that's another guy that could be A or B.
Yeah.
That's another floater. We can call them floaters.
Yep.
You got a Bolo Yang that could be a floater.
You can be a floater. Absolutely.
Easily. And you could just plug those guys in. The guy that was, I can't remember his name, but he was in No Retreat, No Surrender 2. He was also in king of the kickboxers. He fought Billy Blanks. You get that guy.
I can't think of his name.
But there's a lot of guys you can get. They're all alive. Every one of them's alive. None of them died.
Man,
That's
I just
good.
thought of somebody when you said that. I thought of somebody. Now I can't remember who it was. There's all kinds of guys they can get. Well, I mean, technically, it could get Mark Dacascos in there.
Yeah. A or B. You could do A or B with Mark.
Although he's done the John Wick movie now too. I don't know if he's like, too big for.
Yeah, he might have outgrown the B.
But he still does Iron Chef. I mean, why not? Just have him.
He's
King
in-
of the Kickboxers. Who did he fight? Because Billy Blanks was Khan.
Khan, yes, the very Asian Khan, Billy Blanks. And then
Khan.
he was in but the
Wrong
white guy was trained by Prang, and I don't know the white guy's name, but the white guy was also in No Retreat, No Surrender
Lauren Avedon
Yeah.
played Jake Donahue.
2. That's him.
I think Prang was played by some white dude named Keith Cook. So there you go.
Was his name really Keith Cook?
No joke.
Oh my God, I got to rewatch it to see if he's actually white.
I think he's actually white.
I thought Prang was a.
It's like watching.
Were they film it in fucking Semi Valley?
It's probably. It's like watching fucking what's a Fred Ward movie? Remo Williams, and the guy trains him as a little Asian guy and stuff. Except it's not. It's Joel Grey, who's like one of the most famous Broadway actors of all time. His daughter is Baby from Dirty Dancing, Jennifer Grey.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jennifer Grey's dad is.
Yeah.
Fucking, oh no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Yep. It's like wait, that's Joel Grey. Why is he playing an Asian man?
Like she's someone that like is proof of how different you can look with a nose job.
Oh my
she's
God.
still
When she got her
hot.
nose job, I was like,
Yeah.
But she was, she was
first
still
of all,
hot,
first
though.
of all, like I was arguing, not arguing, but I was talking with my sister about like I like kind of a wide nose on a girl. Like to me, it's
Yeah.
I kind of it's a I don't know, maybe I wouldn't call it a fetish, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, and because I can't remember what woman I was talking about. I was like, oh, she's like, you just like her. She's got a wider nose. I was like, yeah,
All right,
probably.
cool.
Anyway, but Jennifer Grey like got rid of her wider nose, and she just like she looks pretty good.
She still looked hot.
Yeah, but she's looking like a
just looked
completely
different.
different person though.
Yeah.
She did.
Completely different.
Another
person.
one that like fucking chopped her fucking shit off was what's fucking Jessica Simpson's sister chopped it off and her fucking nose.
If she had a beak,
fucking looked hot as fuck, man.
she had a beak on
She
her.
had that fucking hook nose.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
the thing is,
She did. She did have that.
so here on the
And she
White
wasn't
Power
even
web,
G-
but the the way you said that. The funny thing is, you brought up like because she's actually not Jewish. Simpsons.
No.
Jennifer Grey is,
Yes.
but she didn't have a hook nose. She just had a wide nose.
Yeah.
It wasn't hookish, and I don't like the hook nose.
Right.
I like a wide nose. It's a different. But
Yeah.
so Ashley, it worked for. Her.
It
But
did.
like when you're wide and you trim it up, I don't like it. It's almost I almost view it like a breast reduction.
wide nose having.
Yeah, maybe because I'm a Melungeon. They,
Yeah.
they say a lot about Appalachians. We're not 100% white.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm a Melungeon. I'm mixed.
It's true.
So I was like a little bit of wide nose, like I got.
Yeah.
So, the hook nose. The hook nose, bitch.
So Bradley Cooper's getting in trouble for nowadays.
What for
Yeah.
a hook nose?
Well, he's playing the Broadway guy made all the musicals and stuff, Leonard Bernstein,
Yeah.
and they put a prosthetic nose on him, and they're like, oh, he's just perpetrating the Jew nose thing. He's like, no, they just made a nose that looked like Leonard Bernstein's nose.
Yeah.
And then people he's like, they should have just found somebody who looks more like him. It's like, it's called acting. He can act like him.
That is
He can't necessarily look like
that
him.
is the
You
biggest
need
fucking problem.
Makeup.
Is that they want people to fit the role, and it's like, but it's acting.
Yeah.
So this person,
If he
now
sounds
don't get me
and
wrong.
acts like the guy,
Don't get me wrong. You don't put John Wayne in as the great and powerful Khan.
no.
I'm the great Khan.
Yeah, you know, you don't.
I'm
like,
the great James Khan.
I mean, it's like you don't fucking like. There's certain shit you don't do. I get it.
Yeah.
But like, not everything.
They're ripping him for wearing a Jew nose, as they called it. Quote, I didn't say that's a quote. Jew nose.
Now, no one's made a thing of it, but I heard that like the Oppenheimer movie.
Yeah.
The guy that played him, like, there's people talking about, like, because, you know, Hollywood's controlled by the Jews and all that. But the actor that played Oppenheimer isn't Jewish.
He's not.
So he's just like a white guy.
He's just Irish, dude.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
good-looking guy. He played Scarecrow, right?
Scarecrow. He was
Yeah.
in 28 Days Later.
Yeah, beautiful man.
He's in Peaky Blinders.
Kind of looks like my dad when my dad was young.
Cillian Murphy's a great actor.
Yeah.
But he that's the thing though. I mean, he looks like the guy. I get it. I understand. If you're making a movie and it's a movie about Asians, you want Asians in it.
Sure.
I get that.
like praying Keith Cook.
Yeah, Keith Cook. If it's a movie about black people, you want black people. But you can't there's no one that looks like Leonard Bernstein. You will not find somebody in the world that looks like that man as an old man.
No.
People age differently. You have to use some prosthetics. And what's wrong with wearing prosthetics nowadays? It's part of the art of acting.
Well, well, technically, like, no one would say like Zac Efron playing Kevin Von Erich.
Yeah.
Well, no one would say he's appropriating. Like, he had to fucking lift weights.
Yes.
To get big to look like Kevin.
Yes.
You gotta fit the bill.
That fucking haircut though.
The haircuts. The only thing is, like, my only issue with it, I thought he was playing Carrie. I thought he looked.
That's who I thought he was playing.
I thought he looked more like Carrie, but I heard he's playing Kevin.
He might be.
Really? Because I thought that's exactly.
Now, if he's
who I
playing
thought he was
Carrie, it
playing.
makes sense. But I heard he was playing Kevin.
Yeah, that
Which he doesn't.
He doesn't
look like Kevin.
that don't
to me.
make sense at all. When they said he was playing a Von Erich, I immediately thought
Well, that makes sense.
Carrie.
Well, he looked because like the look and the. I mean, I know he's a lot shorter than any of the Von Erichs, but you can't create height.
No.
But you know, I don't know. I heard it was actually Kevin he's playing. Is that true? Because his skin tone and his general look is more like Carrie. Kevin didn't tan and shit. Kevin just was big, but he never tanned. Carrie fucking is the one that tanned.
He's playing Kevin Von Erich.
Yeah, it doesn't see.
But the picture they show next to him is Kevin. Also, that's
Kevin didn't tan though. Carrie's the one that tanned.
Yeah, I know.
That's why it doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, the body shape is relatively close.
Cool, but he shouldn't have tanned.
No, he shouldn't have tanned.
Like, because Kevin never tanned. Carrie was the one that tanned. None of the Von Erichs tanned. Not the brother that David. He died first.
Yeah.
He didn't tan either. He never got ripped either.
No.
But he was the biggest one, so he was 6'8" or something. Shit, he didn't need to get fucking all buffed up. But
I do have news. It doesn't seem like the Chris Hemsworth Hulk Hogan biopic is gonna go forward.
no,
So he got ripped. Well,
a
he's always
shame.
ripped.
but he put on size.
Put on size. He's lost a lot of the size, and he's taking a break from the acting. Anyways, it's probably not gonna happen.
So I guess since we're on the wrestling thing, sort of.
Yeah.
Look, man, I want everyone to know I will always, no matter what happens, I will always, in my heart, have a place for Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I love that man
Yeah.
because he was my hero when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know. if
But
there's
my
anybody-
God, the motherfucker just lies.
Oh yeah.
He lies so bad.
What do you find out?
And like he'll never see this. Who cares? But if you ever see this Hulk, I don't give a fuck. Maybe you're working. Maybe you're working, and I'll give you that. But dude, someone fucking put a video on like, can Hulk Hogan tan? Like even the smallest details. He's like, I beat up Antonio Inoki and they had to give him CPR.
What?
Like, you know, Antonio Inoki was a noted Japanese wrestler. He was the Japanese Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Whatever Hogan was to us white folk, Inoki was to the Japanese.
He was mean too.
Yeah, and he said because he really wasn't a shooter and I beat him up. I don't know who could win in an actual fight. Doesn't matter. But he said I clotheslined him. They had to give him CPR on the side and all this, and it didn't really happen.
It never happened.
Another thing, even like that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Another small thing, he was talking about the murder of Bruiser Brody.
Yeah.
Bruiser Brody was a big Texan that was noted to beat people up for real if he didn't like them, and he didn't always go along with the script because he was a big, scary fucking guy, and he didn't have to do anything he didn't want to do. Well, he had an issue, and he was always fighting with promoters about money. But anyways, he went down to Puerto Rico. Well, in Puerto Rico, you can bully people if you want, but you're probably going to get stabbed. Yeah. So he didn't want to go along with something, and he got fucking murdered in a shower. They brought him in the shower. Carlos Colon, Invader, or whatever you want to call him, fucking stabbed him, cut him in the stomach, and got him in the liver, cut his liver, and fucked him up. Well, Hogan told the story on Rogan.
Yeah.
And it was true that he was murdered, but Hogan said, yeah, he went in and they slit his throat.
Yeah, I heard that, and I was like, wait a minute.
The throat was never. No, I'm not. I know it's a small, minute detail.
Yeah.
He was murdered. He's dead.
Yeah.
But his throat wasn't slit. He was fucking gutted. And he said, then everybody just let him lay there. It's not true.
No.
Tony Atlas, who's kind of friends with Hogan, which just makes it kind of more fucked up. Tony Atlas, fucking big black dude. Remember Tony?
Yep.
Big ripped black guy. Fucking it's well known that Tony Atlas is like, I'm gonna get you out of here, you know. And Brody was like, can you lift me? He's like, I curl as much as the. It's well known that the line is, I curl as much as you. And he got his friend out of there. But Hogan said he got his throat slit and he was just left.
No, I know. I heard
it's not what happened.
No, I heard
Hogan
that.
And Hogan knows Atlas.
I heard that on the show, and I'm like, I remember like all that shit with Bruiser. I remember all that shit.
Yeah, and there's basically there's a YouTube as a YouTube compilation of just the Rogan interview.
Yeah.
Of Hogan either exaggerating or lying outright
several times.
And it's like, man, I'll always love Hulk Hogan, but man.
I'll tell you,
it's just like Jesus Christ,
man.
Dude.
There's a lot, there's a lot of shit about that guy that's like, wow, you know. I mean, and then like I was listening, he was kind of annoying me on. I mean, there was some cool shit he was talking about, some of the old day stuff, but like he was kind of annoying me with some of the shit that he was talking about.
Or
he was really, really being self-righteous about his Christianity and like, oh, I'm always helping brothers and sisters reading the Bible. I go, I doubt it. I fucking doubt you're always out. I go, you're always out making money and you're always out being Hulk Hogan. You ain't always out fucking helping other people.
If I walked in somewhere and Hulk Hogan was reading scripture to people, I would laugh my ass off and walk out.
It would be something else.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I can't.
Yeah. The dude just like, and like I said, man, he entertained me. I had 14 back surgeries. Like, dude, I don't even think they'll allow so many surgeries in a calendar year because that you'll end up like Anna Nicole Smith. Like, she had so many and her body fucking just quit. But I don't know, man. It's like, dude, he was he's the reason we know what wrestling is. And he's an icon and all that. But man, fucking tell the truth once in a while.
Besides, maybe Vince, because Vince helped put him there, but nobody is more responsible for the growth of wrestling than Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and
for sure.
It's just like, I don't know, man. Hulk, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Just
Well,
you don't
even,
like just tell. Yeah, it's like it's one of those things. You have an interesting enough life.
You don't have to make stuff up.
You don't have to make it up.
Well, like he was like when he was talking about all those surgeries and stuff, and I'm like, God damn, really? I mean, I understand he should have had a lot of surgery, but like, dude, he's like 14 back surgeries is what he said. I'm like,
well, what did he say? Like, it's like I had like 10 surgeries in like 4 years or something.
Yeah, it was
absurd amount.
Yeah, and then he was like saying like. He was talking about, like, obviously he was talking about all the painkillers, and then, and he's like, I don't take none of that anymore, and he goes, I don't even really drink, and then, but he's got a CBD line out.
Yeah.
And he said that the reason he started it was because he started using the CBDs, and it helped with his
Tyson
pain.
and Flair got him into it. Or whatever.
It helped him with his pain, it helped him with, and, like, that shit, it works for people.
That's fine. Yeah, if it works, great.
I don't know that like somebody who was brutally like slammed around and beaten and fucked up for 40 years. I don't know if all of a sudden a little CBD is making all these drugs that you were taking for the years.
I'm gonna fix my left eye.
I mean, like really, honestly, like Diamond Dallas Page, like what he's been doing with the yoga and then getting other guys in, that's some real shit right there. Yeah. These guys are like, they're like, if you go to his page and you fucking look at some of the testimonials, you see these guys, they're like, dude, I never thought I was going to even walk normal again. And it's like, I can't, obviously they're not going to do the real physical things, but like just the things they can do because of that style of yoga that he's teaching them. You know, it's like fucking
Jericho,
crazy.
like Jericho, it's all he does is the DDP yoga. Yeah. Like it's all he does to he's still wrestling.
Yeah.
And he's touring with Fozzy. He's on his boat.
Yeah.
There's a funny clip of him doing his dancing and shit. But but Jericho's like touring with a band and wrestling.
Yeah, he just wrestled a couple.
And he's
ago.
fucking. I think he's your age.
Yeah,
Al.
he's my age.
He's like 50 or 49.
Yep.
And he's still out there fucking doing it. So it works clearly.
Oh yeah. Like there's a clip of this kid, and like it's a really hard clip to watch because the kid just like brutally got fucking picked on his whole fucking life, man, being fat. Like really bad, like no friends, man. Like no fucking friends. And then like he was trying all these things to lose weight in his teens, and then he found that, and he lost like 60 pounds, like just by following it. He lost like 60 pounds in like 4 months, and like he was like he met Dallas Page, and he fucking like
we got
lost
a new comment.
I'm back from returning.
Oh, right. Also, Morgan had said, losers drinking and hanging out on a Saturday night. Well, I'm not drinking.
It's just me.
Who? What are you watching?
I'm the only one drinking, and it's not even heavily.
I'm drinking Waikiki party water.
I drank like 4 beers tonight, Morgan. I'm pretty okay.
Yeah, I got water.
He's
and
trash. Look at him.
Yeah,
he can't even talk and stand up.
Yeah, and that would be because of my eye. Not because of my drunkenness.
You said something about kind of a disturbing clip with that kid.
Oh, yeah.
There was, earlier, a couple days ago, Mike, he posted something, and I don't like Mitch McConnell. I don't like many politicians in general.
No.
And I don't like Mitch McConnell.
No.
I don't think anyone does.
That was a very...
That clip is disturbing.
It's very disturbing. I'm not a fan of Mitch McConnell.
But just the fact that someone just stops and you just see them like...
But like he just that's
the second time it's happened.
It's the second time it's happened. Yes.
The first time it was like he was in front of Congress, wasn't he? When he did it?
It was like a joint. Yeah,
it was. He was like.
They just said he was dehydrated,
and he just does this thing where he's like,
I just saw somebody's brain shut down, and I'm like, that's disturbing because that could literally happen to anybody. And I think that's what got me. It's like I don't like the guy, but I don't want to see him just like.
Well, you gotta if you think about like. Part of me hates them all, but part of me is like I look at McConnell and Biden and all these and Feinstein and all these people who are fucking living dead. I'm like, you know what? You want it more than I do.
Yeah.
I could say what I want about myself.
Yeah.
I can say what about like me, like not like oh you don't know anything. Well, like, but you know what? They want it. If they're gonna go out there half dead.
That right there is the reason why there should be term limits or an age limit. You shouldn't be that old because stuff like that is statistically going to happen to you more when you're that age than any other age.
Yeah, you're running our country, but you can't really run our country.
You can't when your brain locks up.
I mean, like, look at like,
it literally looked like to pause the video for a few seconds.
Like Feinstein, like they had to like basically like push her over to somewhere to try to. They're like holding their arm up for the yay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on. And then she's like saying she's not gonna fucking retire until her term's done. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like I said,
you're like 150.
It goes back to the Manowar thing, Brian. Like, I wish I loved anything that much. Where I would just like, I gotta do this.
Right.
They love power.
Because me, like,
they love power. Exactly.
The thing is, like, dude, like. I'm already like I'm having like minor dizziness. Like I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm going to do something else for a living.
Right.
Because I'm dizzy every now and then.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I really love my job, I really do love the place I work at. I mean, there's like bullshit just like at every place, but it's very minimal.
Yeah.
And they leave me alone.
Yeah.
But any chance I get to fucking call it quits,
Oh yeah.
any chance. I've been working 38 fucking years. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been
I'm
working
done.
a lot.
Dude, I started washing towels at the car wash at 12 years old, man. Fuck.
I remember you had a fucking spree you
Yeah.
were working up there.
Fuck yeah.
That fucking it had the fucking purple writing and the
Fuck
black.
yeah. Yeah.
The thing is though, people like that they'll get fucking they wake up from their sarcophagus
Yeah.
and they go up there and they don't fucking care. They're never gonna stop.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
They're not-
yeah.
remember the movie Underworld with Kate Beckinsale where she's a vampire?
Yeah.
Every whatever millennia they woke up one of the elders.
Yeah.
It's like it's your turn to run shit now. That's what they're gonna end up doing with all these politicians.
They're gonna put them in crypts.
It's been 100 years. Time to get up.
And
and do some shit.
Cryogenic fucking.
and then the people around them got to pretend they're okay. All right.
Yeah. That lady that walked up and she was like looking at him like, "Do something, lady."
She was the one that asked him the question.
Yeah.
And then she walked up to him and put her hand on him. It's like, yeah, it's.
Oh my gosh. It was, to me.
Well, the question she asked him was if he was going to run again.
It was disturbing.
But it was. It
And,
was.
he looked some reason he looked like a gray alien. He's like,
He did.
Well, like he's already, he's
But,
already kind
you
of
know,
a goofy looking
and
bastard as it
This,
is.
this
but-
wasn't as bad as the McConnell thing, but so I ordered some stuff from Sam's Club. I order online and we pick it up at Sam's Club.
You're like, it's not as bad as Mitch McConnell.
But it's an old person
Did he come
thing.
out and deliver
It's
it?
an
for
old,
you?
it's an old person thing though. So I ordered it, and when I ordered it, I made a mistake, and I had my credit card there or my debit card there for the payment, but I didn't have my new information because I had the strip one on my card, so I had to get a new card. So I didn't have the new updated information in there. Well, it defaults and it used your Sam's Club cash instead. Well, me and Mom we share the account. So I accidentally used Mom's $49 of Mom's Sam's cash. It was like 9:30 at night. I'm not going to call her and say, "Hey, I accidentally used her Sam's cash. I'm sorry. I'll just give you back the money." So I didn't call her that night, and I'm like, he needs to hear this. I got to wait for him to come back because he's got to hear this part.
Yeah,
Because it's just, it's so good.
Yeah.
But the Mitch McConnell thing's messed up.
Oh yeah.
Was the cat fighting?
This is this is the whole thing. It's
The old people.
it's time for a regime change, like all across the board. Like
Yeah.
like if you're over like 65,
I'm not hating on old people.
no, it's just like but
when you
come
get to
on.
be 80, 85 years old, stuff will happen more than when you're younger. It's just statistics. It's going to happen. So, and it's not going to be simple stuff. You're not going to break a toe or do this. You're going to have a stroke or a heart attack or something bad that you're not going to be able to come back from. And that's the bad thing with all these old people running everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. So, the Sam's Club thing, though, going back, my mom, I didn't call my mom because I was like,
Okay, so
I was like,
he's going to the bathroom. So
It's
now
okay.
he wants to tell
really
you the
important.
story. You
No, he
need to
doesn't
hear
have
it.
so she called. So I didn't get a chance to call her. So she calls me up at like 8:15 the next morning. I'm at work and I missed the call. So I called her right back, like less than a minute later, and she's like, "Hey," I'm like, "What's wrong?" Because she never calls me
Yeah.
unless I'm at home on the weekend or something. She's like, "Hey, what?" I'm like, "What's wrong?" She's like, "Nothing's wrong. Did you use my Sam's cash?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was going to call you last night, but it was too late, so I was going to call you this morning. I just haven't had a chance. There's nobody here because it was the beginning of the month and it was the day before the holiday weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We were like skeleton crew. There wasn't much going on, but I had enough to do in the morning.
Right. So you
she's
didn't
like-
get a chance to get it home.
So I didn't get a chance to give her a call.
Right.
And again, this is 8:15 in the morning. She's already on the phone asking about her Sam's cash.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I used it. I'll just bring the $50 over to you later. She's like, no, I just wanted to make sure that it was you that used it. I'm like, yeah, it was just an accident. It just defaulted to that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because you didn't have the information.
Yeah, exactly. I have a brand new bank card. So,
right.
so I did that. And she was like, all right, I just want to make sure it wasn't them. I'm like, what do you mean them?
Them taking it from her.
She's like, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure they're not taking it away from me.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's taking it away from you?
Well,
them.
There's
Like,
been a
They
couple
are.
issues with her cards.
Well,
lately.
she's like, but she said that a lot of these companies, what they're doing is they're taking away your stuff. They're going in there and taking it away from you. I'm like,
Oh,
you sound crazy right now. You sound
I
like those old people
don't
always
know
think
about
that, somebody's out to get them.
The old banks.
Yeah, the banks
Yeah,
are. But what she's saying is that like a lot of these, because it's a rewards card, so as you use it, they give you like 2% back on your purchases.
right.
And she saves that money and then uses it for one of her purchases 1 month when
Right.
she's buying stuff. Like, I mean, I know she goes more than once a month, but you know what I mean. One of her many uses of it for 1 month, 1 point. She's gonna use those cashes. That's fine.
Right.
But she's like, they're gonna go in there and take it all away from me. I'm like,
They're out
who?
they're gonna take it, Brian. Don't you get it?
I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I can't remember what else she said, but she's like, yeah, and blah. I'm like, Mom, I don't know what you're talking about right
Like-
now. I gotta go back to work.
What sucks?
I'll bring
is-
back the money later. She's like, no, you don't worry about the money. Wasn't worried about that.
Yeah.
But she sounded like one
you
of these
should
old.
just do it anyway. Though.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I was like, my point was she sounded like these old people
Uh-huh.
who always have like these weird like they're going into your computers and they're taking your stuff away from you. That might be true to a certain extent, but
Do you remember when the neighbor had the smoker in the garage and they closed the door all the way and smoke was pouring out? She wasn't worried about the garage burning down. She was worried about it coming over and making our house smell like smoke.
oh yeah, well yeah,
that
you don't
makes sense, man.
I
It
get
does
that.
when everything's closed up.
You're looking out for the other.
That's it.
Even
I'm
if
like,
you,
what?
even,
I go, what is it going to penetrate the brick? And she got so mad at me.
even if you're gonna kill
She
yourself.
got so fucking mad. I'm not stupid. I go, well, I know you're not stupid, but that smoke from that smoker that's pouring out of their garage is not going to fuck our house up.
It'll fuck up the garage.
And I go, it's not even going to catch the goddamn thing on fire.
No, it's not hot.
Because it's just smoking.
yeah,
It's like, they don't have it open. And
Maybe
I
she's
was
just trying to
like,
huff it.
whoa,
I don't know.
Dude.
she wanted to smell that brisket.
Well, like she kind of stopped some of the complaining about like people working on their cars or riding their little mini bikes and motorcycles. Because she's like, I can't believe they're running it at this time of night. I go, it's like 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And she's like, it's dark out. I go, yeah, but it's 8 o'clock.
It's
I
only
go,
8 o'clock. Yeah.
And then one day I said, I couldn't stand
There's not an
it. I couldn't
ordinance till
stand
10
it.
on anything.
And I just said, one day I just said, I go, and I gotta imagine you do not want to be the old lady who just looks out the window and complains about every little fucking thing that everybody does.
I do.
Do you? And then she
I
just
want it.
she didn't do it anymore after that.
wow. Because
Or at least I don't hear her do it.
I
don't
work
know.
with a lady too, and she's not much older than you. She's like 5 years older than you.
Yeah.
And she just complains about everything her neighbors do.
Yeah.
But she complains about it at work. And it's like, I'm like, so, and I get it. Well, one night she said one of her neighbors was out there cutting his grass, and it was like after 10 o'clock. It's like, who's cuts their grass?
Okay,
that
that's-
is absurd.
Absurd.
Yeah, that's
She's
yeah.
like, and it just rained too, so it made no sense why this person was doing it. But then she was like, she complains about the neighbor's kids. I'm like, oh, are they doing something? She's like, yeah, they're making noise.
They
I'm like,
exist.
They're making noise. Yeah, they're
oh my god.
they're in the pool and they're making noise and laughing and making noises. I'm like, they're children. And then she,
Well, like
anything that happens outside after 8 o'clock, she complains about.
Or the guy that used to live next door, him and his wife.
Yeah.
He had a party one time, and I had no idea that he had. I mean, I knew he had people over. I didn't think anything of it. And he fucking came over the next day. Hey man, I just want you to. I want to apologize for the party last night. I'm like, what are you talking about?
You didn't even know there was a party.
He's like, yeah, dude, we were up till like 3 or 4. I'm like, I had no fucking idea, Marcus. I don't care.
right.
And I wouldn't have. I go, and it's Saturday. I go, even if you had a party that kept me up, it's Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna suck it up.
If you do it on a Tuesday, we'll have a
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, exactly.
Making noise,
Yeah,
kill
exact-
them.
You do it through the week, we got an issue. Like the guy behind me, he used to have a floodlight, but it was perfectly placed where it would shine right into my bedroom, and it was light pollution.
Yeah.
Flat out. It was bright. You could play baseball in my backyard. It was that bright.
Yeah.
And I finally talked to him. I'm like, hey, Rich, you're fucking light, dude. It's awful. He's like, what do you mean? I go, well, I don't care. I mean, I know it's a security light, but it would be on all night. I don't know if you got a cat or what the fuck. but it would just stay on.
Yeah,
So-
and it's coming right in your room. Fuck that.
So I think he changed the setting, and it only comes. He still has it,
Yeah.
but it only comes on if something's actually moving out there.
Yeah,
Which
right.
I don't.
It's not on
ca-
all night.
Which I don't care.
That's
but it
the
was
big
it was
thing with
it was
those-
fucking blasting continuously into my
Yeah,
bedroom.
that's the big thing with those.
You could have done surgery on me in my fucking bedroom at night.
those
so
fucking
bright.
things. Those
Like
things
gray
like
aliens.
if you don't
Yeah.
really adjust that sensitivity, they'll go off for
Oh,
every
all the
little
time.
fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I just like, dude, I can't take it, man. I had to put up like I had curtains, blinds, 3 T-shirts with hangers
Yeah.
just to
Yeah,
just-
eventually you just gotta go say something.
yeah. It's like, dude, what are you
Well,
fucking doing?
That was
man?
so if she starts getting, because she works the same shift as me, so she's there at 6 o'clock, but she gets up like really early for her shift, so like 4:15, and she doesn't have to be there like 6 o'clock. I'm like, that's crazy. Who does that? Maybe people do. I don't do that.
I get up at 3:30 for 5 o'clock shift.
Well, yeah. But you have to drive further.
Yeah.
I don't do it because it's a drive. It's a 11-minute drive for me.
Well,
so.
I stretch.
And I was like one of those Navy SEAL guys that have a YouTube channel. I don't get up any later than 4:30.
Yeah.
no.
And like-
But,
and like-
but her problem is she complains about stuff happening outside after she starts getting ready for bed. So if she starts getting ready for bed at 8:15, any noise outside shouldn't be happening because
is it-
she's getting ready for bed.
it's a transgression against
She's
her.
like, they're taking out their trash at like 8:30 at night. I'm like, and? It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Just say to her, like, man, you sound like the 90-year-old that lives next door to me.
She
All
lives
she ever
with-
does is complain.
She lives and helps. She doesn't really take care. Her mom's actually still very active. Her mom's 80, but and she's like, she always complains about the stuff her mom does. And then she starts telling me about the other stuff. I'm like, you're complaining about
Yeah,
what
she
your mom
just
does.
wants.
Yeah,
You're
but-
doing the same thing.
but that
Yeah.
but that young couple that used to live next door to me, I told him like,
Yeah,
I go,
you mean
Margaret, I go,
tits?
yeah.
Yeah.
I go, dude, half the time I'm so drunk, I don't know what planet I'm on. I don't fucking care. And I go, and I'm doing my podcast. I don't notice anything.
No.
Like you'd have, like, I don't care. And
I
even-
never noticed them having a party.
Yeah. And I go, and even if I did, I wouldn't care because it's Saturday.
They're not your neighbors
I
anymore.
would just view it as like, well, I'm going without sleep tonight because it's Saturday. Like the worst thing you can do is fuck up someone's like weekend.
Yeah.
If they're gonna have
Yeah.
a party on a weekend, I just shut my fucking mouth and just go to bed.
I can tell you, if they were partying any time that we were ever doing a podcast, I'd have been like, hey,
yeah, yeah. They were like.
holla.
It's just funny how he's like apologizing. I'm like, dude, you know, like how loud we used to be here when I
Yeah,
had a party in
right.
my backyard.
Yeah.
Like I had, yeah. I remember that fucking old man down there. He'd be like, "We need quiet." I'm like, "It's Saturday. Fuck you, Dan." I would argue with that guy all the time.
Fuck
Like,
you, Dan.
yeah, it's like Saturday. You know, like what are you telling me? Like I can't have a party on a Saturday.
Yeah, fuck you.
Dan.
And the cops would show up, and like I remember the one cop showed up, and he had the mustache.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not pro or anti cop. They're just people. Some are good, some are, but he had that look of somebody that just wanted trouble.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's 3 a.m. I'm like, it's Saturday. he's like, who fucking cares?
Right.
I go, everybody here is old as fuck. Like, what are you gonna do? You can't like. He's like, noise ordinance. I said, all right, we'll go inside. You know, I don't.
yeah.
You know, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not.
Well, bring
I'm
your
not-
decibel machine out here and tell us if we're over the decibel amount.
Yeah, because we don't even have music going
Yeah,
anymore.
right.
I mean, the machine might have been going off because Frank and Bob were over,
Yeah.
so they might have been higher decibels.
That's
but,
true.
But yeah, I don't care. Like if people have a weekend party, I don't give a shit.
No,
I do
not at
not
all.
care. But you know, if you do it the other week, then we got a problem.
I remember I was talking. There was something that when I lived in Utah, when I had my house, there was something that happened. I don't remember exactly what it was, but these 2 cops were walking down the street talking to us. Something happened because there was a cemetery at the corner of my block, and something happened there. And they were asking me some. I go, no, I don't. You know. And he's like, yeah. He goes, yeah, you're pretty quiet. I'm like, I'm pretty quiet. He goes, yeah. I'm like, how do you know that? He goes, oh, he goes, one time, he goes, me and my partner actually got called out to your house one night. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, like a year and a half ago. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I go, for what? He goes, apparently you were making too much noise. You were partying too hard. He goes, we came over and there was music playing, but it wasn't blasting. He's like, and nobody answered the door. I'm like, oh. He goes, but it wasn't blasting. He's like, but we could hear it, but not bad.
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
goes, but it was Neil Diamond. And I'm like, I go, oh yeah, we were fucked. I just looked at him. I go, oh yeah, me and my girl were fucked up. I guarantee we passed out with the. He's like, oh, really? I go, oh yeah. When it gets to Neil Diamond time, fuck yeah, it's almost pass out time.
And yeah,
He just started laughing. He was like, yeah. He goes, I don't know. We never hear a peep out of you, really.
yeah, it's at the end.
Yeah. And that's what he said. He goes, it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. I go, oh, I would not doubt it. I go, I had the box set collection. So, I mean, it could have been hours worth of Neil Diamond going on. I wouldn't know. All
You wouldn't know the difference. All right, guys, it's about 1 o'clock.
right.
Shut it down.
Oh, yeah, we did.
A little bit.
Well, we
besides
started
the
a
technical
little later,
difficulties,
right?
I didn't care. We were flowing, so I didn't want to
Yeah,
stop.
right.
I'll go late if we flow. If we flow.
We are getting ready to call it
As you get older, flow is important.
Yes.
ant flow.
So
I
you
think you're in flow.
can find out anything about us you want at radiounderground.co.com. It's CO. And we had a good night talking about all the deaths,
Peace and
all
chicken
the,
grease.
all the dethrones and the Hogan lies in the 90s.
Yeah.
Awesome action
Yeah.
movies.
So next week we're going to promise you people The Gladiator.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
And we're going to give a review on it like we did Cherry 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And Al Brian, you got any last words for tonight?
No.
Anything else? All right. So we will end it because I don't feel like grabbing my phone with Alien Sex featured by Al's voice most of the time.
Yeah.
So take care, guys.
I'm fucking that alien.
That's it.
I'm fucking that
You
alien.
need to make Hook Nose a clip too.
Yeah. For Eric.
Yeah. You'll love it.
All of a sudden, Al's Eric's best friend.
Yeah.
I'm fucking that alien.
Bitch, you graduated like 1970.
I'm fucking that alien.
Thanks for sending me to my grave with AIDS.
I'm fucking that alien.
I hope he gets dick tendonitis is what I hope.
I'm fucking that alien.
I got that blood pressure so high my toes are swollen.
I'm fucking that alien.
You get to jack off in the crowd.
No,
I'm
you
gonna
just get to
fuck
hang
my
out
hand in the
forward.
crowd, that's for sure.
Would be.
I'm fucking that alien.
Hey, you white piece of shit.
I'm fucking that alien.
Yeah, I got some good drops on my phone. I've been recording a lot of farts lately.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
I want to make a song.
Oh, put the mic up to it. so
Put
we
the mic
can
up to it. Let's hear the fart.
Trying to get the volume.
You got a speakerphone option?
Trying, guys.
Okay.
hear. We need to hear these farts.
Aaron called from jail, by the way.
Yeah.
Matt.
Oh, I missed that, huh?
Yeah.
I missed the fact that he was even in jail.
Yeah. There. That's impressive.
That's great.
That's a
We've
great
officially
fart.
become the Howard Stern Show.